All right, folks, here we are. Milan High School here in Milan, Indiana. We're here for our Week 6 football action between the visiting Eastern Hancock Royals and the Milan Indians, who are the home team here on homecoming night. Seems like every time we come here, Scott, it's homecoming.
Yep.
I think the last 3 times I've been here, it's been homecoming. I know Scott got caught in the homecoming parade on the way down, actually.
Yep.
We are looking forward to a good matchup here. The Royals come into this game on a 2-game skid with a record of 3-2, but they fell to 2 pretty good teams in Heritage Christian and South Putnam. Milan got a much-needed victory last week. They are 2-3 on the season. They defeated New Miami, Ohio, to put them to that 2-3 record on the season. I am Michael Gallion here live with you tonight. I'm joined by Scott Knight. And on the Mozzie's Pizza phone line, we have Mr. Joe Paxton. Joe, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes. You sound loud, and you sound like you're on a phone. But we can hear you. One thing we're going to do today, we were trying something different. We put a poll on social media. We were asking people for picks. And these are some of the popular games around the area and around the state this week. And so we were going to talk about them. We were bringing Coach Paxton on here to talk about these picks and see what we think is going to happen. So the first game of the week in Hancock County, the big one in Hancock County, New Pal and Greenfield. New Pal and Greenfield has not been much of a rivalry of late, but last year Greenfield within 3 points, and New Pal has kind of struggled this year. However, me there on the first column, Michael Gallion, I am going to go with New Pal. I'm going to go with the Dragons. Joe, what are you thinking about this game?
Well, like you said, I know it was a close 17-14 game last year. The Cougars seem to be going kind of getting better year after year. New Pal kind of going the other direction a little bit. So I'm going to go with the surprise pick and go with the Cougars.
That's a homer pick.
Scott, you're up next. Who are you going to go with this one?
Well, I looked in the newspaper this morning just to see what the records were and stuff, but this first time in decades maybe Greenfield's got a better record currently than New Pal. But I feel like New Pal's the team that they're going to have a hard time. Like mentally, you have to beat them. So when they beat them, I'll start picking them. But until then, it's New Palestine.
Okay, our guest picker couldn't join us here tonight, but our guest picker was Charlie Halcomb. Charlie, Eastern Hancock sophomore. We were talking in class today, and he made these picks. So Charlie Halcomb said he was solidly behind the Dragons for this one. And lastly, we go to our fan vote, and unsurprisingly, again, the fans, 83% of our fans on social media went with the Dragons to defeat them. So, Joe, you're the only one with that upset pick. We'll see if it pans out for you.
Yeah.
I threw another one on here. This is one of the best games around the state this week. I think a lot of people don't know about it up here, but Heritage Hills and Gibson Southern are going to be fighting it out for the Pocket Athletic Conference Championship tonight. 2 really good Southern Indiana programs, and I am going with the Titans of Gibson Southern. Joe?
I'm going to go with the Purdue recruit, Brady Allen, and Gibson Southern. He's verbally committed to Purdue, and so that just makes it worth it right there.
He is a 6'5" gunslinger. I've watched that kid play.
Okay, so my question is, Heritage Hills where Kirshner's kid is? Is he the head coach?
Hamilton Heights.
Hamilton Heights, and it was a double H. All right, even better, because I'm going to go with Gibson Southern too, simply because I think their coach is – I mean, he's turned them into a power over the last probably 10 years. So.
That's Coach Hart over at Brownsburg. Yep. It's his son.
Yep.
Charlie Halcomb went with Heritage Hills, the Patriots, down there in the jungle in Dale, Indiana. And our fan vote also went with Heritage Hills, but by a close margin, 52%, 48% for the Titans.
It surprises me that anybody in our listening area would be picking something called the Patriots.
They may not have known it was the Patriots. Heritage Christian, Covenant Christian here. I am probably in the minority. I think Covenant Christian has gotten they've played a really tough schedule, and I am going to go with Covenant Christian over Heritage Christian tonight. Joe?
I'm going to go with Colton Brown and the Heritage Christian. We've seen a lot of Colton Brown. I kind of tired of seeing Colton Brown, but he's been pretty dominant, so I think we're going with the Heritage Christian.
I can't bring myself to ever vote for Heritage Christian, so it's Covenant by default.
Our guest picker, Charlie, was solidly behind Heritage Christian. And then our fans, overwhelmingly, 88% chose the Eagles to win that game. But I'm kind of with you guys. I really can't pick them. Hagerstown, Shenandoah. Shenandoah, really a surprise team this year. I really thought they would struggle mightily. They've got a new coach who came in midsummer, and he has really got them functioning at a high level. We saw them in the Jamboree and really didn't look very good, but they have been on a roll. And Hagerstown last week lost to a really bad Clinton Central team. So I'm going to go with the Raiders. Joe?
I'm going to pick the Raiders, too. I mean, they've been the surprise, but they've really improved, it seems like, since we saw them at the Jamboree. I think they're going to make the MEC into a three-horse race here to see who wins it between us, Monroe Central, and Shenandoah.
Yeah, I agree with both what you guys say. I'm picking the Raiders. They looked terrible at the Jamboree. In fact, Westdale, I think, went toe-to-toe with them, and we've seen Westdale. But whatever they're doing is working, and they're pulling it out. So
we'll see. I think you're right, Coach Paxton. That's going to be a 3-team race for the MEC, and the fans and Charlie all think the same way. So across the board, picking the Raiders there. Last two here, LaPel and Traders Point. Interesting game. I got a buddy that coaches at Traders Point. They've played a tough schedule as well. They're 2-3, but they've lost to some good teams, including Heritage Christian. I think I'm going to go with Traders Point. As much as I like Tyler Dollar for LaPel, their running back, I think Traders Point's going to be more disciplined. Joe, you're up.
I don't know much about Traders Point. I know that LaPel is really well coached. I know that they have some really good skill position guys. So I'm going to go with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Tim Miller over there at LaPel. His teams, even when don't have the best athletes, are always really well coached, and I'm going to go with them as well.
Chuck was on the same page with us. And our fans also went with LaPel. Overwhelmingly, 96% of our fans. Last game of the night was guaranteed this may be the most competitive game of the night. I'm going to go with this is the most competitive game. Knightstown and Cambridge City. Knightstown 0-4, getting outscored by about 50 points a game. Cambridge City 0-2, getting outscored by 49.5 points a game. Something's got to give here. And I am going to go with the Cambridge City Lincoln Golden Eagles.
And I think just the fact that these two teams are playing as a win for both teams, they've had a hard time just fielding a team and had to cancel in the past. So just the fact that they're going to play is good for these kids, and I think it's somebody's going to get a win, and this might be their last chance to get a win of the season. So it's going to be a big game for them. But I'm going to go with Coach Renforth and the Golden Eagles with the win.
I'm going to do that, too, because I don't think Knightstown has anybody besides Mason Fields, and it's not like they can bring somebody else in for relief. So.
Nope. And our fans agree, 78% of them choosing the Golden Eagles over the Knightstown Panthers. So there's your picks for the game. We're going to go back to the main screen here. I made an on-the-phone Joe Paxton logo, and I forgot to use it. So I
can't hear you very well if you're talking.
Oh, that's my bad. I was far away from the phone.
You need to look at your screen real quick, too.
So
I'm glad you had me on this evening, and I hope you guys have a good game up there, and I hope you have a safe trip home after a Royals win.
Well, thanks, Joe. And if there's anything interesting to talk about, we'll call you at halftime as well. So thanks for tuning in. We want to thank Joe Paxton for joining us tonight on the Mozzie's Pizza phone line. It's our first time using the Mozzie's Pizza phone line, and I have a feeling we're going to use that a lot with Coach Dowd.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling that Coach Dowd will be ready to give her opinion on all of Coach Bechtel's performances in JV games this year. So we're just testing out the phone line. Got almost 7 minutes here before kickoff. I want to talk about a couple things. As we said, the Royals will be without the services of a couple star players tonight. Ashton Smith hurt his shoulder last week, took a big hit from a South Putnam corner. He's out. It should be back here in a couple weeks. And we talked about Cole Rainbolt being held out for some precautionary things, but he should be back next week, no problem. So we look forward to getting those two guys back soon because it's going to make a big difference. national anthem. We're going to pause for the national anthem here. The Milan band is going to play. All right, we're back here. 5 minutes to go before kickoff. As we were talking about, Royals a little banged up, but for the most part, you're still going to see those key guys. You're still going to see a heavy dose of Zach Arnold tonight and some Houston Swan tonight. So I think we'll compete just fine without those guys, but we sure do miss them. We can't wait to see those two back. A couple things, looking at Eastern Hancock's schedule coming up. Doesn't get any easier. This is kind of an important game for the Royals. We're on a 2-game skid, and we've got 3 tough teams coming up. Monroe Central undefeated. Shenandoah is sitting at 2-2 right now. They're going to kill Westdale tonight and move to 3-2. And as we said, kind of the surprise team in the area. And then LaPel, they're 4-1 right now. What you talked about in the pregame, really well coached. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. We got 3 tough games, so we've got to get back on the winning track tonight and make sure that we get some confidence going forward into this second half of the season. On the flip side, Milan, with one of the most interesting schedules I've seen in a while, a 1A school with no 1A schools on their schedule. They've got 3 2As, us, Providence, and Switzerland County, and the rest are all 3 and 4A. So you know they're going to be battle-tested come sectional time.
Right.
New Miami over in Ohio, they're a small school. They would be a 1A here in Indiana, but I think that was a reschedule. I don't think that was originally on the schedule. I think there was a COVID issue there, but really a tough schedule. And I mean, Lawrenceburg is a perennial 3A power. Batesville, always a good team. Madison has been decent here in recent years, and even a decent 4A team is tough for a 1A school to hang with just size-wise. So, you know, a real impressive kind of meat grinder schedule. So it looks like they're only 2 and 3, but they've been battle-tested. And looking at their sectional, we talked about it on the drive down, Scott. This is not a good sectional.
No.
So just going to be honest. If you take out the one game where 2 sectional teams played each other, Hagerstown and Knightstown, this sectional has a record of 5 and 23. And pretty much all of those wins, all those wins have come from 3 schools.
Yeah.
And Hagerstown's only came over Knightstown. So this looks like a 2-team race between Milan and Tri.
I will say it wouldn't surprise me to see North Decatur sneak in there. I think they're better than their record. I wonder if they've got anybody hurt over the last couple of weeks. But when we played them week 2, they were. I mean, if they had not imploded, we would have had another loss.
Yes, but they have just kind of gone downhill since then. They played Monroe Central really close the following week, and then have just skidded since then. The Royals sectional, on the other hand, is looking tougher and tougher by the week. As you look at that, there's only one team with a losing record, and that's Winchester. Everybody else with a winning record. Northeastern's record's a little deceptive. I know they've played several teams that they've had a lot of COVID issues over in the TEC. So I know Northeastern has had their own issues. They've played teams with issues, but really probably 5 strong teams in Heritage Christian, Centerville, us, Cecina, and Shenandoah.
Right, and if you drew Winchester in the first round, you'd feel fairly good about that. But if we had to play Doa twice within a couple of weeks, that's always hard. We saw that last year, and Centerville has been just pounding people that they're playing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's not really, other than Winchester, there's no gimmies there.
Well, there's a bye. Well, it's only a 17 sectional, so you could get the bye.
That would be well, you might be better to play Winchester and stay in shape.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the bye. I don't know that I would want it unless I was really banged up. I'm not a bye fan in football. In basketball, it's a little different because instead of playing Tuesday, you play Friday. But
Right.
football, taking a whole week off could be
especially at that time
big
of the
deal.
season.
Yeah.
Idle hands.
Yep. Royals win the toss. They will receive the toss. So we'll see. They've been deferring. We'll see. Maybe this is trying to get Ziffel going here quickly. Trying to see what Zach Arnold can do. Give him a shot. Quick look at the MEC standings. Royals still at 2-0, tied with Shenandoah. Monroe Central 1-0. And as we said, Westdale 0-2 and North Decatur 0-2. So these next couple weeks, you'll see here in weeks 7, 8, and 9, it's all going to get sorted out as we see the Golden Bears and the Raiders here in the next 2 weeks. So Royals here set to receive the kickoff. I watched Milan was kicking it all over the place. Some of the games they were onside in it. Some of the games they were pooching it to about the 40-yard line. And then I also saw them kick deep several times. Their kicker is pretty good. He can put it a lot of different places, so we've got to be ready for this.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I would try to pooch kick it against us just because our offense has not been real strong the last couple of weeks, trying to make us go the whole field.
I would avoid kicking it deep to Ziffel if I were them, though.
Yep.
The kicker is number 43, Logan Burton. He pops it up to the human torch. Landon O'Neill fields it at the 19-yard line. He gets a little bit of a block, but he's taken down at about the 27. And that's where the Royal offense will take the field. Led by senior quarterback number 6, Houston Swan. Swan has started every game these last 3.5 years for the Royals.
That's typical for the Royals. Call their first play of a drive over on the sideline, come right out and line up rather than go to the huddle.
Royals in a 3-wide formation. Peyton Spear, Landon O'Neill to the near side. Braden Sullivan to the far side. Arnold in the backfield with Swan. Arnold goes in motion. Flips it out to Arnold. Arnold tries to get the corner and does. And Zach Arnold looks like he picks up nearly 10 yards before he's ushered out of bounds out around the 35. One thing in watching film with this Milan team, they struggle on the edge. They are very good between the tackles. But that play right there, getting it outside to Arnold, is where they're going to have their biggest struggle. That, and then they struggled with teams throwing the ball, but the teams I watched didn't throw the ball very well. So I thought he picked up 10. He only picked up about 7. So
yeah, it looked like they called it. Maybe he stepped out as he was finishing it off.
We'll call it 2nd and 3.
I think the key tonight is just to get Zach going.
Get him going and get his confidence up. Makes the whole offense play better. Swan's going to keep it on the look like a quarterback counter, and he goes nowhere there. See if we have the replay of that. Oh, our replay. Peyton Spear hasn't got a lot of action this year. It's good to see him out there. He's a junior, kind of a hybrid running back, wide receiver, DB type. So I think with some injuries, he's getting more time, and it's good to see.
Got Kane Sotelo checked in at a wing this time.
Yep. Landing out wide to the far side. Riggs in the backfield. Swan hands off to Riggs up the middle, and Riggs got it. He got the first down.
About half a yard there.
And that's why I said that's 2 plays between the tackles. Milan's tough up there. We're going to have to make hay on the outside with Ziffel, but picking up a first down, this is positive. We have not moved the ball at all the last 2 weeks.
Nope.
I saw in the paper Greenfield Reporter wrote we were held under 200 yards 2 weeks in a row, and it's been about 11 years since that happened. So they good to see us get going here. 1st and 10, ball in the 38. Swan takes the snap, looks to throw. He's got Sullivan almost picked off. Sullivan
he did not look like he even knew that there was a route coming.
No, he wasn't looking for the ball. Let's check the replay here.
Yeah, he was it looked like he was jogging that. I don't know if he was trying to sit in the hole or did not expect to get the ball, I would say that.
Yeah. So 2nd and 10 there. Spear wide to the near side. Sullivan wide to the far side. Riggs is the wing back. Arnold in the backfield. O'Neal in motion. Swan hands off outside to Arnold. Arnold tries to bounce it but can't get the blocks.
No, it just takes too long. We didn't have anybody there to come down. That I think it was the outside linebacker that made the play there. Yeah, we had two guys run by him.
We had two guys go by him. O'Neal went to the safety, and that's one of those things that you coach up all week, what you expect the defense to be in, and then if the defense isn't, they probably didn't expect an outside backer to be there. So O'Neal in practice has been going to get to safety all week.
And then I think it was a puller that
missed the other missed him as well. O'Neal wide to the near side.
Looking to
Kane in jet motion here.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Landon on this one.
He's got Arnold. He runs out of time. Swan heaves it to Kane Sotelo, and Sotelo with a great catch.
Good to see Kane out there. He's not.
Yes, that's his first catch of his high school career. We have not used him whatsoever on offense.
And I don't understand that. I mean, he didn't have the. He had his arm in a cast for a little while, but he didn't have that anymore. Kane's a good receiver, very athletic, but he is a good receiver. He's got nice hands.
Well, he hasn't gotten a lot of reps because he's been behind his brother and J.P. Fox and Cole Rainbolt, and Swan keeping it alive with his legs. Oh, we missed Kane's catch on the replay, but Kane with a phenomenal catch. He went up and got it. Royals moving the ball through the air here. Riggs in the backfield. Arnold in motion. Jet sweep to Arnold. He cuts it up.
Literally a shoestring tackle
there.
That was a really good cut by Zach. Finding the hole.
We're seeing, the Royals, this is what they do best. Arnold getting the ball, Swan throwing the ball. This is what we're best at.
Yeah, it seems like you would want to put those kids in their strengths.
We've talked about before, Swan, the all-time leading passer in Hancock County history. Really close in a really close fight with Mount Vernon's Garrick Sluniker for that title right now.
The other person we haven't seen really have a big effect on a game since early in the season is Landon, and Landon is a tremendous receiver, so we'll see if he can get involved also.
Flip it outside, and Arnold just lost his footing, and it's going to be 3rd and 5.
I've seen multiple people slip. Even in warm-ups, there were kids out there slipping. I wonder if that grass is really dry or –
I don't know. We haven't been here in 6 years. Last time I was here in 2015, I was always impressed with the way they maintain this surface. You can see some bald spots, but for week 6, it's pretty good. It's no Sam Murphy job of maintaining the field, but it's pretty good. Swan in the gun again, flanked by Riggs. Has O'Neal and Arnold wide to the right. Hands off to Riggs up the middle. He gets a little bit. He picks up about 3. That's tough going there.
Yep, it's going to be 4th and 3.
We'll call it 4th and 3. Ball's at the 26-yard line.
We'll see what they go. They've had some success with Chase picking up a couple of yards. But you may want to do that quick pitch outside to Zach and just get him on the corner. You would think that with his speed he could at least pick that up.
Riggs is in the backfield with him. He's split back. Riggs and Arnold both.
Yeah, we may see.
Kane the wing here. I think we're going to see an outside run this way.
There's Buck.
Yep. Arnold gets it, and Arnold's going to carry a defender. He gave him a turtle ride down to the 20-yard line, and Zach Arnold on the legs of him is picking up the first down. Again, people think he's small. He's powerful. And this is the first time since week 1 that I think the Royals have driven the ball down the field. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, it was either nothing or it was chunk plays. So this was nice to see. And again, just get it to Zach. Swan again takes the snap, hands off to Arnold. Arnold cuts it back up. Not a lot there, but it picked up about 4. He's just doing a nice job of reading his blocks and cutting that up.
Yeah, I think if he tried to bounce it out, there's a guy sitting out there.
Yep.
So you got to be patient.
And the Royals, if you've noticed, they're putting in some 3 wide receiver stuff. They're running the exact same plays. It's just a new formation, but they're not changing what they're doing. They're just lining up some receivers instead of normally we would see a tight end in here. Normally Landon would be in at tight end. Now he just moves out. But it's the same stuff. It's just it just looks different to the defense. And sometimes you do that. Maybe you don't think Landon's a great blocker there, so you widen him out to try to spread the defense out as well.
And we got an offside penalty called on us there, so that's going to.
I didn't see who moved.
I didn't either, and I don't know if it was Chase going in motion. Although they would have signaled something different. Maybe.
I wonder if when Chase went. I wonder if one of our linemen hadn't snapped down into a 3-point stance.
That could be.
I've noticed we haven't got called on that, but we have a lot of times one of our linemen is late getting snapped down into a 3-point stance, and when you go in motion, that can be an issue. Riggs in motion. Swan's going to keep it himself. He's going to try to get outside, and there's nothing there, and he's spun down for a loss. And Houston, as fast as he is just not a pure runner.
No. It's not using his strength.
His strength is between his ears. Although Coach Knight and I participated in a football toss challenge for our staff Olympics at Eastern Hancock, throwing in a trash can. I wanted to challenge Houston, but he was not out there watching.
Yeah, that would have been fun. I would not have challenged him.
Houston empty in the gun here. Got Sullivan to the near side, Spear and O'Neal to the far side. 3rd and 15. Takes the snap.
And there's Mesh.
Oh,
nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous.
You're gonna watch this play here. The thing with Mesh, this is a Mesh play. You saw it a ton last year from the Royals. The thing with Mesh is this is something you have to practice at least 5 minutes every day. You notice here, just those two receivers are just a little too slow going across the middle.
Yep.
And it's one of those plays coaches either love it or hate it. The coaches that hate it don't practice it enough. The coaches that love it practice it every day.
Well, and we had a mesh period all the time. We're going to get a penalty here for breaking huddle with too many guys.
No, we broke with – we're going to have to take a timeout.
Yep, and that's something we've seen. That's not any different. We're getting down here to the end of the
drive, 4th and 15.
Yeah, and end of the play clock again.
We're going to take a break here and get a timeout from Double Barrel Woodworks. Which is not playing. Oh, there's Double Barrel Woodworks is a woodworking company owned by Eastern Hancock teacher Deb Grass and her husband Sean Grass. If you're Eastern Hancock community members, you know Deb and Sean. They both graduated from Eastern, won't say how many years ago, a couple years ago. Sean's a firefighter at IFD, and they make some awesome stuff there. Check them out on Facebook. They do some really cool custom work. I see that screen to rigs. That's what I'm calling it.
Screen to rigs.
Screen to rigs. 4th and 15.
Yep, there it is.
There's the screen to rigs. And screens are so tricky to time up. And the thing with screens that makes them so hard is you check this out on the replay is the linemen sometimes release guys at different times. So you see there we had the right side of our line held up a little longer. The left side of our line released their guys really quickly, and they got in Houston's face. And so that it just made him rush it just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think Chase got his feet tangled up with one of those linemen too. So
Indians will take over here at their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10. In the gun, kind of different. We saw this a little bit in the Madison game. Inside zone there, nothing doing.
Couldn't see who that was.
I couldn't either. Picked up about a yard. Looked like Riley Johnson was the running back there.
I want to say Hoskins, maybe.
I think Hoskins is playing. Oh no, Hoskins.
He's on the line. Yeah, I think.
Yes, Hoskins is playing nose there. Hoskins made the tackle after a 1-yard gain.
And I'm just looking at the clock. Just over 4 minutes left. Royals ate up a lot of time. Just unfortunately nothing to show for that drive. But it makes it harder on the Indians. It's going to be a game of few possessions.
Indians are led by Raiden Rohrig at quarterback. And like I said, Riley Johnson, number 6 in the backfield with him. Johnson's 6'1", tall running back here. Rorig looks to throw, takes it, hits his receiver. That's Johnny Volk.
And we had another slip out there
Yep.
as Bowman lost his footing when he was coming out of his break.
Volk gets it out to the 35-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
The Royals defense been playing fairly well over the last few weeks. You don't always see that reflected in the score, but as much as they've been on the field, that's been the strength of the team, in my opinion. And especially up the middle, we're tough.
Rorig now in the pistol formation here. 3rd and 1. You got to expect to run up the middle of Johnson.
Yeah, and they need to get this. They don't want to give us the ball back again right away.
Run off tackle, and it's going to be real close. I can't tell if he picked up the yard or not. Yep, the ref on our sideline signaling that he picked it up. First down,
Indians. Who was
Indians.
that got in there? We had somebody come flying in there.
Dishman and Riggs came flying in.
So Lethal Weapon and the Gravy Boat.
Carter Dishman, the human gravy boat.
Yeah, I think that was huge for the Indians, because if they give us the ball back after having just absorbed a 7-minute drive, that would be real tough defensively.
Rorig in the gun, puts Alec Barker in motion, hands off. Nope, keeps it himself up the middle. And he had a huge lane if he just bounces that outside, but he doesn't, and he only picks up about 3.
Didn't trust it. And that was nearly a turnover.
Yes, that was a good read by him, but he almost didn't get that ball back.
I wonder if it was supposed to be a give and he was still kind of juggling the snap a little bit.
Could be.
Because you're right, he didn't look like he was looking for a hole. He just went straight.
Picks up about 3, so salvages something out of it. Rorig again has Barker to his left and Johnson behind him. Barker's leaning. Johnson up the middle.
Hole.
Has a big hole, but it's closed down. I think that might have been Kane Sotelo that closed that down.
Let's see, Hoskins and the Weapon getting up, and Sotelo, yeah. Those are names we've called a lot this season for defense.
See if you can see on the – it was Riggs.
Yeah, Riggs stepped in there with the first contact, I think.
So Hoskins moved from linebacker to D-line, and he's done a nice job. I'll talk about him here on the next play. 3rd and 1 here for the Indians. 3rd and 2 for the Indians. You got to expect this is probably 4-down territory, 3rd and short. Rorig is going to boot.
Uh-oh.
And there he hits number 10, Ethan Pierce. And they pick up the first down out to the 40-yard line.
Yep, and that's tight end coming across there, almost like our waggle play.
Sherry Dowd asked about the call-in test. Call-in test went great. That is waggle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Just out of the gun.
Yep.
And that tight end was uncovered.
Just dragging it. What have we talked about with us running waggle? It's so hard. It takes so much discipline to find that tight end.
Because you get caught leaning, and then you don't want the quarterback to get outside on you.
3rd and 2, you're expecting that run to Johnson.
Yep, that was a good play call.
Rorig takes the snap, hands off to Johnson up the middle again, and the line is just getting pushed. He's going to pick up about 4.
Yeah, and that's a scrum.
Looked like a rugby scrum. I was talking about Hoskins a couple plays ago. Hoskins moved from linebacker to D-line, and he was doing a good job, I think, at linebacker. But he does his job. So much of the task with defensive line is doing your job. He has gotten way fewer tackles at D-line, and you don't get the glory that you get at linebacker. But he's doing his job, and right now you're seeing Chase Riggs run freer than he's run because Hoskins is eating up blocks there.
And that's a function of us going from a 3-4 to a 4-3. And Logan is quick. Like, for a D lineman, he is really quick.
Rorig takes the snap. Johnson nearly lost that. Bounces it up, and he picks up a first down. Johnson, that thing, I think that thing may have bounced off his knee. See if we can see this.
I was trying to figure out, were they even blocking anything specific there, or is he just finding a hole? It almost looks like they're just trying to collapse us wherever we go, and it's not zone, but
they're just trying to collapse us down.
Yeah, they do have a polar trying to kick out a little bit. And that's the end of the quarter.
That was a fast quarter.
Yes, it was.
Well, was there one incomplete pass the whole quarter? Rorig was 2 of 2. I think Swan was 1 of 2. So quick quarter there. Score at the end of the first. Eastern Hancock 0, Milan 0. We want to thank our sponsor. I know it's not halftime, but I want to thank our sponsor, Dave's Express Care Car Wash. Dave's Car Wash, oil change center, cafe, a little bit of everything there in Greenfield. And they've been awesome for helping us out with stuff and becoming a halftime sponsor. So go check them out. If you need a good, like they do interior detailing, if you need your car washed well, go to Dave's. We also want to thank our family sponsors. These people have become family sponsors of Eastern Hancock Athletics. You can join that by going to the link at the bottom of the screen, tinyurl.com/EH Royal Pride, and becoming a family sponsor to support Eastern Hancock Athletics.
Get this second quarter started with the Indians on, looks like the 25 with a first down. Both teams with
nice first drives. Rohrig now under center. Quarterback sneak. Interesting time for a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Picks up 4 yards.
They must have thought somebody upstairs must have seen something with a gap open, and they thought they could take advantage of that. But again, we're pretty quick.
So 2nd and 3. Milan, and watching them, they've struggled to throw the ball so far this year in the 3 games that I've watched. But running the ball, they run it well. Johnson just not breaking any huge runs. I think his longest run of the year was like 20 yards or something, but just kind of keeps pounding, keeps coming at you. Rohrig puts a receiver in motion, and he's going to keep it himself. Dom Shelby knifes in there. Dom blows it up, and then who came in and made the tackle?
I think it was Voles.
Yep, Voles came up. Dom made Rohrig change his course, and then Voles knifes in and tackles him for looks like no gain. I was going to say a loss, but looks like it'll be 3rd and 8 here.
Yeah, and that was much like what we had happen on that one play where we had 2 guys run by, and Zach got tackled on that jet sweep. They did the same thing. Their back or their lineman missed Dom. Dom did a great job. Cam got to clean it up, but Dom Shelby made that play.
Three sophomores in there on the defense with 4 if you count Hoskins, but Dom, Voles, and Dylan Bowman all getting some young guys getting some experience here.
Yep.
Timeout by the Indians. You're watching the Eastern Hancock Sports Network here.
So going to see what the Indians have here. It looked like they were kind of confused coming out, not quite sure who should be where, and you don't want to blow a down here when you're this close. And you got 3rd and 8. We're going to call that 3rd and 8.
Now they did against the Madison Cubs. They attempted a 47-yard field goal.
Oh wow!
It was blocked, so I can't tell you how good the kicker is there, but they did attempt it.
I'm not sure against us you want to do that. If we can get going, field goals aren't going to do it.
No. 10.5 left to go here in the second quarter. By the way, the down marker on the other side of the field with the sticks is digital, and you'll notice it get brighter as the day goes on.
I was going to say, it looks red.
Yeah, it is.
But that explains it. I can't tell that it's digital from here. Wow.
Rohrig takes the snap, looks, hits his tight end on an out, and he slips.
Yep. And it's that same spot. Different tight end this time.
That was Alec Barker. Yep. He's been kind of a tight end fullback, that Jack Doyle H-back type. And he would have got a first down. It's going to be – they gave him the first down.
That's very fortunate.
That's very close because if he hadn't have fallen, it definitely would have been. He might have taken that thing down closer inside the 10.
Yep.
Anyway,
got in a hole.
It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line here.
The Royals defense with their back against the wall. And we have done a decent job in these situations, bend but don't break. So we'll see what they've got for us.
Rohrig with Johnson behind him in the pistol. Rohrig takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson up the middle.
That's that same play.
Yep.
And it looks like it's a little bit off tackle.
It looks like it's almost right behind the tackle that they're running that. Milan, I tell you one thing, Coach Langferman has been here a long time, and he is an excellent coach. And I can't predict what's coming. Their play calling's been really nice, and he's mixed it up. Roerig has not thrown for a lot of yards. The most yards he's thrown for this year is 79, and they've used him, situationally and done a really nice job of mixing in, sprinkling in, run and pass.
Right, and I'm wondering if they're seeing a gap where our D tackles are playing, and that's where he's running. There's another one off tackle, and that's not nearly as successful.
You know why?
Was the Sotelo there?
Slingblade was there.
Yeah.
Sotelo takes him down. He only picked up one.
Should go without saying at this point.
When you see them try to run and the gap just closes down, Kane Sotelo. Riley Johnson's helmet popped off, so he had to come out for a play. In it back is number 33, Logan Reed. Logan Reed was the second leading rusher on the team last year.
They spread out just a little bit more. They seem to have more success when they've done that.
Reed.
A delay.
Yeah, a little delay up the middle, and he's going to be just short. Well, from our angle, looks just short.
It does look short.
It's going to be real close because it started on the 17. Looks like the ball's at about the 7.5. They're going to measure this, I think. Nope, we're going to call it fourth down.
Yep, and it looks like, looking over at the sticks, maybe 6 inches, 8 inches.
If we had Cody Cam, if Cody would have come down here, we would have had Cody Cam. He could have showed it.
Maybe Cody can call in with
here
the
we
measurement.
Go, 4th and inches.
Yep. Well, this is where you would do your quarterback sneak.
Yes. Instead, they're in the gun again, and they jumped off sides.
Yep. And that's a killer. That is a killer. I think they were trying to get us to jump off sides, and you see that happen.
You just don't risk that there. You just don't try.
I don't think that close.
They're bringing out the block, it looks like, so I think they're going to kick a field goal here.
Man, that's a gutsy call, too.
Logan Burton.
Really unfortunate for the Indians. Good job by the Royals staying disciplined.
If they kick this field goal, Cameron Voles has been really close to blocking several field goals this season. Let's see if Voles can come screaming off the edge and block this. So lining up for the kick, Logan Burton, number 43. Good snap, ball's down, kicks up. It's long enough, it's good. And Logan Burton gets the Milan Indians on the field first with the 3-pointer.
The Spalding special.
Spalding special.
And that was you don't often see kids, especially at the smaller school level. Man, he had a lot of leg. I understand now why they went for a 40-plus yarder because that was way up in the air and had plenty of distance.
So nice kick there by Logan Burton, and that could always come into play. There's been several, we play Heritage Christian every year, and it seems like every year they've got a kid that can just kick it from the other side of the field. So it, that could be a big factor moving on in this game. I think that ball was on the 7, right?
I think so.
No, it was 12 because he got backed up.
Yeah, we backed up.
So that'd be 29-yard field goal.
Yeah. Well done by that young man. Royals back to receive. We got the ball in decent field position last time as they kicked it, and Landon was able to field it and pick up a few yards. We'll see if they do anything different this time. They are lining up on that hash, so I wonder.
They did last time too.
Well, and I just wonder if they're going to kick it to Landon again, try to narrow the field down, take away a third.
Yeah, you can do that, especially, and again, it helps you keep it away from Zach if you're them.
Yep.
Although Burton's looking over here to the left like he wants to kick it to Don Shelby.
Here. Yeah. Well, there's a big hole between Zach and Peyton, too, and that's what they're going to go.
They're going to kick it out of bounds, though, unless that thing, goes out of bounds. They got what they wanted, just kicked it too far out of bounds.
Yep, right idea. They don't understand is how fast Peyton can be.
Well, you probably haven't seen him on film. You know. As we said, he's really getting his first quality action tonight. He's had some special teams action, but they're going to make him re-kick it here.
I don't think that's
no, it's not a bad idea.
You weren't going to have terrific field position. I mean, if Peyton would catch it where he's standing, is about pretty close to the same thing, so. Zach's still shading that far side, though. We'll see if they try that again. Oh, no, they've moved him.
Moved him to this hash now.
Yep. Maybe they're just going to tell him to kick it straight there, and Zach kind of moves over a little bit. And they may go at Landon again just to have that wide side. We'll see where their 6 guys come out. And kickoff shouldn't be this complicated.
No. We want to thank everybody for tuning in as we're sitting here trying to figure out. Zach came off the field.
Yeah, something.
Did he have blood, I wonder, and the ref made him
I don't know.
leave?
That's real interesting.
He's overseeing the trainer, so I'm going to guess. Although if he had blood, they should be replacing him with someone.
Well, and they haven't sent anybody. Yeah, well, here he comes back.
They're going to put Riggs in there now.
Yep.
So
I wondered if maybe it looked like he was going towards his eye. I wonder if is he a contact guy?
I don't think so.
It's strange that we didn't do anything and he's got an issue. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's nothing.
That's what makes me wonder if it's blood and they just saw it.
Maybe a bug flew into his face.
We'll go with that.
Sorry, Zach.
Kickoff here. High in the middle, right to Sullivan. Sullivan and Spear ran into each other.
Yeah.
Sullivan has a lane, and he breaks free.
Yep. So smart play to have him re-kick it. And Sullivan, with his long legs, kind of stepped through 2 tacklers.
Gets it out to about the 47-yard line. The Royals are going to start with great field position. Zach is coming out into the huddle, so it must have just been, like you said, something little for Zach.
That's good. We don't need to lose him.
No, that would not be good.
So we kind of saw the Royals' idea on that first drive. We'll see if they stay with that or got something a little different to bring out here the second time as we're now trailing.
Get it to Zach a lot. Let Houston throw. Royals are going to have to burn another timeout. They couldn't get another play in.
And that's
shouldn't, twice.
Yeah, and that shouldn't happen coming off off a dead ball.
Well, considering how much time we had there at the kickoff, that shouldn't happen.
Nope, not at all. That's becoming a routine thing for the Royals. Either delay the game, burning timeouts, or getting real close where Houston's having to.
Well, that's you and I would always, while we're lining up for the kickoff return, we would be discussing. Okay, here's what we're thinking on first down. Here's what we're thinking on second down.
Right.
That kind of thing, so that we already had an idea of what's coming. And a lot of coaches will script. Hey, I want to see these 3 plays to start with, or whatever it is.
I'd like to see more of Zach on the outside. We just make that first block for him. He can get loose.
Yep. Got Zach in the slot. O'Neal wide to the left. Riggs flanking Swan. Puts Arnold in motion here. Swan looks to throw deep out to O'Neal. O'Neal gets out and picks up about 9.
Yeah, depending on where they spot him, he may have a first down.
I think he was just short, but
I think so.
The ref spotted it correctly there. Just short. That's a long throw.
Yeah,
that's
man.
That's a long throw, but
from hash
Swan put it on the money.
Hash over to the sideline. And I noticed they had a short guy over the top of Zach and then a safety deep. And we saw last week that our opponent was not covering our slot guys. I wonder if part of that was to check, too, if you get that quick throw to the slot.
Same formation, other way. Kane Sotelo is in at wing. Arnold in motion. Swan lost the handle on it, and he goes up the middle, and he loses a yard. And I think that snap was to his left.
Yeah.
And so he just had to eat it himself. It was supposed to be a run to Riggs up inside, but Riggs wisely got out of the way, and Swan just said, I'll eat this and take what I can get. That's where you got to wonder. Number 23, Jonathan Aldridge, is lined up right over the top of Carter Dishman, and he looks pretty quick in watching him move. I wonder if he's giving Dishman some fits.
Now we're doing that last-second subbing again, which is just going to scramble stuff.
We don't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
And they just called it. And Swan's going to throw it a deep pass to Sullivan, but we didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage, and now it's all going to get called back.
Yep, and that's you've got to know who your subs are. You can't take that long to decide what you're doing.
See if we have the replay.
Wasted opportunity.
So you
from
can
the
see
Royals.
at the top of the screen there that there are. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, and I don't know.
You see there's not enough. There's nobody on the line of scrimmage on the top of the screen, and nobody's
Right.
checking with the official either.
Right. And Sullivan was one of the last guys who had to scramble on, so it may have been.
Well, it may have been him, and we always had the outside receivers as the guy on.
Right.
But Landon knows. I think Landon was the outside receiver up there. He would know better than that. He would know to check. So
Right. Yeah.
my guess is they were subbing last minute and didn't get it. Can't blow opportunities like that.
Nope. So now it's 3rd and long, and we got out of the red zone. They're going to try it again. Zach, is that Zach?
Yep, Sullivan
there you go.
completes that one.
And that
Nice
was
pass deep by Swan.
Yep.
That one's going to be good inside the 20-yard line down to about the 16.
And that was a good catch by Braden because he was well covered that time.
Jeremiah Johnson really didn't do anything. He just kind of stood there. Didn't try to make a play on the ball.
No, he was just next to him.
So the two botched plays there don't end up hurting us. But, again, letting Swan eat, letting him throw the ball. That's what's going to – and getting the ball to Zach. We got to get Zach involved here. Landed in motion. I got to see if I can figure out what's going on there.
Yep.
See if you can watch. Let me see this on the replay.
That was a guard.
Yep. So 1st and 15 now. Ball's back on the 21-yard line. 4:45 to go here in the first half. I think it's a pitch to Zach outside here. Nope. Pass, Swan. Escapes the pressure. He's got Peyton Spear open in the back, and Swan had to throw it away.
And I can see him motioning to Peyton, keep running with the ball, and that's just a lack of reps
repetition
of
there.
those two guys.
You know, we talked Peyton last year played mostly running back, a little bit in the slot, but you're right. He was and Peyton was trying to move. I was watching him down here. It wasn't like he was just standing still, but, you know, he, being a running back, doesn't know that in the red zone that ball's going to the back pylon.
Right, and and he probably doesn't work out with Houston a lot through the year. I mean, through the season with that first group of receivers. So another thing that he's dealing with.
So 2nd and 15. Swan takes the snap again. Screen to Ziffel. He's going to score. Nope.
Oh.
Dang it.
He read a block again. Good. They just the Indians are rallying really well.
Well, one thing I will say for who is that? Spear and O'Neal. It is so hard to block downfield on a screen.
Oh, yeah.
Those receivers, you really can't expect them to block because they have to sell it as a pass play downfield. And so what ends up happening is they run downfield, and then effectively they just get in the way.
Yep.
So you can't fault them on that. That's hard. 3rd and 9. You got 2 plays here to pick up this first down. I like Landon on a post. And Landon leaning.
I think Landon liked Landon on a post that time too.
I know. He was over. I looked at him. He was communicating with Swan. And I don't know how much Swan is permitted to change plays. We always let him just you know this offense inside and out. You change the play at the line if you need it. And he was looking at Landon. I don't know if that's what he was doing or not.
Well, he just talked to him again coming out of the huddle.
Because right now, Landon on a post or a crossing route here, touchdown. 3rd and 14.
Yep, there's no safety.
There it is.
It goes.
And that's exactly what he told him.
And
it's picked off.
It's going to be an interference.
It's going to be pass interference on them.
And I don't think it's going to be the kid who was involved in it.
Nope.
We had 2 guys run at each other. It was Sullivan and Swan were in the exact same spot. So that's going to be an interesting one to
see what they call. They do call pass interference on the Indians here.
And there was contact. That's legit. Still think the Royals had 2 receivers in the same spot, which is why that was picked.
Yes.
Sullivan's guys should not have been there. A miscommunication on who was supposed to be running that route, or at least how deep it was supposed to be.
Ball was on the 22. I believe. So it's half the distance of the goal, so it'll be 3rd and 4 here. Royals have gotten bailed out a couple times here.
Yep, that very fortunate.
We got to take
on that
advantage
one.
of this, guys. So 3rd and 4. 3 minutes left here in the first half. Swan has Arnold in the backfield with him. Swan fakes, keeps it himself, and he's
That does not work.
no. He's just not. So here's again the thing with Houston, and this is having coached him for 3 years. I'm not being critical of him. Me having coached him for 3 years, I know this. His vision running the ball is not what it is throwing the ball. He has amazing vision throwing the ball, but running the ball, he's better following a blocker, and
Right.
there he didn't have a blocker to follow.
Right. Royals going to attempt the field goal. I'm wondering why we don't go back to. We've ran that first play that we ran that quick toss to Zach once. That
Yeah.
was it, and it was 7 yards and looked like he stepped out of bounds or would have had more.
Redmond trying a 30-yard field goal here to try to tie the game at 3.
Looks like he got it. Yep. Good job, Aaron.
And I'll tell you what, I believe that's 31 for Milan. Austin Green could have blocked this. Nobody blocked him. He just stopped. Watch this on the replay. On the top of the screen there, you see that outside player.
Yep.
He could have blocked that. He just stopped.
Yep.
But Redmond, I think he's now 2 of 2 on the season for field goals.
I know that's the second one he's made.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he's
I don't
missed
think
any.
he's missed some extra points. I don't think he's missed a field goal. So Aaron Redmond ties it up at 3. 2:06 to go here in the first half. This is a quick half.
Yep. This ought to be each team. Royals had now 3 possessions. No, the Royals had 2 possessions. This is going to be Milan's second possession. They scored.
Yeah,
on
Milan
their
only
one.
had this is what Milan's done in the past. Watching them is tried to limit possessions.
And they will get the ball coming out of the half.
Yes,
So.
and again, this is a Coach Langfordman special. You know, he knows what he has. He knows he has a 3 yard in a cloud of dust kind of team.
Yeah. And
He doesn't have a Zach Arnold over there,
Right.
so he has to. And they've played it beautifully.
This is going to be real interesting, though, because now you got 2 minutes, and you're not a passing offense, nor, like you said, big play guy that we've seen.
I think you just do your thing and
You-
try to get something.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it over to us because we can hit it big. And we saw those 2 passes to Sullivan. Uh-oh.
They're going to start on the 40. That's where Austin Green,
And
Returns
guess who
it.
made that saving tackle?
Sotelo.
Yep. Sotelo with 157,000 tackles on the season at this point. So I think pushed him, was he top 5 in the state going
Yes.
into this week?
By the way, I just got an email. We just had a new family sponsor
Sweet.
donor. Steve Dowd
Awesome.
decided to donate.
Maybe he just wants to put Sherry on the call.
He might. It was all him. So
He may just want to see what she's going to say.
probably. Sherry, you should call me at halftime if you want to call in. Rourke
And
takes
they
the
got
snap.
caught leaning. That could have been,
Oh, drop.
wow. They had a tackle that was moving, I think. And now they also blew that. Man, if I'm Milan, I'm not throwing.
No.
Royals only
have one
Yep.
timeout left.
I want that clock moving because we can hit.
And their punter, they have had adventures in punting.
Yeah.
Their punter, at least in the Madison game, he's had some boots, and then he's had some that go 8 yards and out of bounds. So that's you don't want to take too big of a chance here for the Indians.
Yeah, you don't want to give the Royals any momentum here.
Riley Johnson out there tries to test Kane Sotelo, and Kane slows him down, and the welcoming committee meets him out there. It's going to be 3rd and about 6.
So they kept the key for them was they gained some yards, kept the clock rolling. Royals did a nice job rallying behind Kane. Oh, and
Or throws it, and it's going to be short.
They called it complete.
They called it complete, but it's going to be short of the first down, so it's 4th and 2.
Right, but if that was incompletion, that would have stopped the clock with 1.5 minutes left. Now maybe you let the play clock run down, call timeout, and decide.
And then decide if you want to try punting or – because, again, I've seen –
there's no reason to take the clock to time. Yeah.
I've seen some shanked punts from the Indians, and I've seen Madison blocked a punt and effectively for a touchdown. They covered it on the one.
I like Coach Langford's strategy. I mean, that the Royals can be dangerous, and he knows that. As you said, he's coached for a long time. He's a smart guy.
One thing about the Indians, I have never been down here and played these guys. This is the 16th time in school history we've played. But I have never played these guys and not gotten in just an absolute, dogfight. Yeah. As Coach O'Hara would say, it would just be a Donnybrook out here every time we play these guys. The only time I can really think when they were not very good would have been 2014, I believe, and they started a bunch of freshmen.
Yeah.
Maybe, no, it was 2015. We were up 26-0, pulled our starters right at the end, and they scored a couple times. But 2015, they had that. But it's always a Donnybrook when we play these guys. And part of it's that. I looked at their schedule. I was looking today, and in the last 15 years, they've had one losing season.
Yeah, and they're usually a physical team. You come in there and it's going to be like this. They're going to pound at you. They're going to control the ball. And it looks like they're going to do one of those adventures in punting.
Jonathan Aldridge is going to punt. Three amigos there between him and the center.
Yep. Human Torch back to receive.
Interesting you don't put Ziffel back there.
Yes, I agree. No gunners. We got guys standing out.
Oh!
And there it is.
They faked it and nothing there, and Sullivan's going to scoop it up and score. Or is that's Sullivan, isn't it? Braden Sullivan scores on the botched fake punt by the Indians.
Yep.
What did we say? Adventures in punting.
Yep, adventures in punting. Maybe the last time we see a punt attempt tonight.
I would say you might be right. He tried to just one-hand that thing and I forgot to hit the replay button, but he tried to just one-hand it and take it, and instead of being a 3-3 game at halftime, it's 10-3. Well, 9-3 with Redmond here trying to tack on the extra point. Huge play by the Royals. Braden Sullivan picks up his first special teams touchdown of his career. I guess that's technically defense. It'd be a fumble recovery.
Yep. I think that's the second defensive touchdown this year. We had the pick six.
Pick six by O'Neal. Redmond puts it through, and with 38 seconds to go, Royals lead 10-3.
And that I will say that goes back to that dropped swing pass on first down because you had another 30 to 40 seconds to take off.
You could have run off the clock.
We're looking at the clock right now, 38 seconds.
Yep, you could have run that off, and it'd be 3-3 at halftime.
And I think the other thing, if he would have I was trying to think, when can you not advance? Is it a dropped punt that you can't advance?
You can't advance a botched catch.
Yeah, okay. For a minute, I was waiting for them to call that. Thought we're going to lose out on this.
Man. I mean, that is just fortunate.
Huge defensive play.
Yes.
Huge. And the Indians going to have to rally here.
You'll probably just see them take a knee.
Yeah. Good news for them, they get the ball coming out, so they don't have to sit through another Royals possession because that could have put the game away. Even if we wouldn't score, the sheer amount of time we've taken off the field on both of our possessions.
Return here, and they return it right into Sotelo and Sullivan.
Yep.
That was number 7, Mason Green. And like I said, you'll probably see the Indians just take a knee here or run it up the middle with Riley Johnson, one or the other.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to cut your losses.
31 seconds to go. And that is just such a huge play, momentum-wise and everything. The Royals now have all the momentum going into the second half. Rorig's in the gun, so not going to take a knee, but there he's going to throw.
Must be hoping that maybe they can break something.
Yeah, it hits Logan Reed. Reed picks up about 8.
At this point, if we give up a touchdown on a short pass, then we've messed up big time.
Yeah, you want to talk about You want to talk about momentum swing? If we give
Yeah.
up a touchdown, that would be horrendous at this point. Horrific, I guess.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys out in coverage and deep. We got one timeout. This will stop when he's tackled.
Yep, Austin Green tackled at the 49. That's another timeout there from the Indians. I believe they have. Are they out of timeouts?
They have
now?
one timeout. That's stop clock on the first down. They'll probably kill it here.
No, they're running a play. Taking way too long though. They didn't have it ready. Rohr gets incomplete. 5 seconds left here. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Now, I mean, you got to throw it deep, and you got to be real careful because Zach, Kane, Voles all standing back there. Landon going back. Any one of those guys could take it to the house if they get a pick.
Yep. It says we have no time. We have 5 seconds left.
Oh, I thought I hit stop. Yep, sorry, folks. Park's closed. Moose outside should have told you.
Rohr takes the snap, hands off to Johnson.
And that's probably the safe play.
And Johnson tries to get out of bounds, but all the time had run off the clock by that point, folks. And that'll be the end of the first half with the score. Eastern Hancock 10, Milan 3. And like I said, the Royals take all the momentum into halftime here off of that botched fake punt that turned into a touchdown.
Do you think that was a fake? I was watching. I just watched him try to field it.
He was starting to run. I was watching the blockers. The blockers were running too. So that was definitely going to be a fake there. So
kind of outthought himself.
Yes, he did. We'll check out the Dave's Express Care Car Wash halftime show, and we'll be back with the second half in about 15.
So Rise Above It is a very important event because I believe that it allows for students, faculty members, and just general community members to be able to go and receive resources, receive support from other people who have experienced mental health and the mental health preservation process.
Be aware, because so many kids struggle and you can't always tell. So to just be aware and be able to help.
So Rise Above It is an event that is very mental health focused, and not only on tackling issues but on the preservation of mental health in our community.
Rise Above It is a stigma-free campaign, so to speak, for our county. It's to raise awareness around mental health and substance misuse prevention.
Events like Rise Above It can help people to come to a safe environment and learn about anxiety.
There's such a big stigma around it, so I feel like it needs to be talked about more, and being involved in this group will help with that.
You never know what one person's day has been going through or how their life's been going. So I just what we're going to be trying to do is just try to engage everybody and try to know that we're there for them, and know that we have a group now that is going to help with everybody with that type of stuff.
I think when it comes to mental health, with problems like depression, suicide, anxiety, those are things that are really kept in the dark.
If you're struggling and you need help, there's plenty of resources available for you. Healthy 365, Bring Change to Mind in your schools, and the Rise Above It campaign, all of them would love to help you if you're struggling. Just let them know if there's anything they can do to help you.
Rise Above It is September 28th at the New Pal Intermediate School from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m.
All right, folks, we are back here. Getting ready to start the second half from Milan, Indiana. The Royals lead the Indians 10-3 on a botched punt by the Indians with under a minute left. I think they tried faking it, and the punter started running before he had the ball. Sullivan just scooped it up and returned it about 35 yards for a touchdown. And that's the only team to find pay dirt. We've had 2 field goals, one from each team, but that recovered fumble by Sullivan, the only one that's found the end zone so far.
Yeah, Royals defense really doing a good job there.
Yeah, I mean Milan drove. I mean, but it was they made them work for everything they got.
Absolutely.
Royals offensively still just haven't found that mojo yet.
Nope.
They've thrown, I mean, Swan's hit a couple of passes, but it's mostly, I think the 2 big passes he's had have both been scrambles where he's found guys late. But he hit Sullivan on a decent one. But in Ziffel, we saw the very first play of the game, got that little toss, got outside, and then he's been relatively quiet since the first couple plays of the game. So I think we got to look. Our offense has got to get going here. We got to get him back involved. Landon, we caught one pass. He caught that out.
Yep.
Got to get Landon more involved.
It's almost like if Zach doesn't hit a big play early on, then they're done with it.
Yeah, we got to stick with it. We can't keep jumping around. We got to stick with it. That we drove right down the field that first drive.
Yep.
Got to get it back to Zach. Keep feeding him. Because he's one in coaching him the last couple of years. If he can get in a rhythm, he can change the game.
Yep.
But if he goes out, and I've been guilty of it. I know a couple of years ago against Heritage Christian, went in, he had 2 runs up the middle for nothing, then he fumbled it, and I don't think I used him hardly at all, and he never could get in a rhythm and then never really contributed that game.
Right.
But if you can let him get in a rhythm, if you can let him get rolling and give him some confidence, he'll change the game for you.
Yep. He just needs the touches, the opportunity to do that. So the 3 victories we had, those first 3 games, we were down at the half in 2 of them and only up by 5 in the other one. And we came out in the second half and looked like a different team. So I'm curious to see what will happen, particularly offensively.
Is this our first game other than Westell leading at the half?
Yes.
So you're right. I'm curious, and the Indians are getting the ball, so we'll see what we look like here. What does Milan do? If Milan goes down and scores and ties it up, does that change what we do? Or if Milan's forced to punt, does that change what we do? I mean, to me, you got a whole half of football left. You can't start thinking and playing conservative at this point or anything like that. But
I think we tend towards conservative. I do think it changes. I think there might be a little bit anxiousness that starts happening if they go down and tie it up, because there have been so few possessions. I mean, Milan had the ball. You count those last 3 plays with 38 seconds, but they had the ball twice.
Yeah, they had one possession and then that play, or the possession really where they were just trying to punt it and get rid of,
Yep, and we had the ball twice. And both of ours were a little bit longer, but, I mean, that's unheard of in this day and age. Each team to basically have 2 possessions and a half, you don't typically get that anymore. And so I think you would imagine coaches on both sides know that those are very, very valuable. You can't afford to waste them, and you also don't want to get the ball out 3 and out.
No, it makes you in a game like this where possessions are at a premium, you get tight, you get tense, because if you know that you're going to have 6 possessions in the second half, if you have 1 wasted possession, not a big deal. I'm going to get the ball back soon anyway.
Right.
But I know as a former offensive coordinator, if we were playing a team that just stalled and took as much time off the clock as possible, it drove me insane, and it made me tense up a little bit. And when I had to call those games, instead of letting the game flow, I tried to force things because I knew that every possession was so important.
Right.
And sometimes you don't take the chances that you normally would because you're just worried about, will I get the ball back again? And so I always hated playing teams that just slow it down to a crawl. Westdale used to do that, and they were terrible, and they still slowed it down to a crawl, and it drove me insane because they were just good enough to hold the ball away from us. And that's when I would yell at Coach Schultz, blitz everybody, and they're either going to score or we're going to stop them, one or the other, but I want the ball back. Is that wrong?
No.
Just literally, I want you to send 11 guys after the quarterback, blitz everybody. If they score, I don't care. I get the ball back.
Right. It wasn't very often over the last 3 years that we couldn't put points on the board. A couple games here and there, but not very often. So I felt pretty confident with that. And our defense is pretty athletic and aggressive. So Coach Armstrong with his intricate game plans, and we knew.
He would drive me nuts sometimes with those game plans, but man, is he good. I remember we were meeting a Sunday night meeting one night. He's drawing up the game plan. And I remember telling him, Coach, there's no way our kids can figure this out. I can't figure this out. There's no way they can. And then we come out there and just shut down the other team.
By Friday.
I was like, that was impressive, but it definitely, it had my head exploding, so I knew the kids on Monday and Tuesday were the same way.
But he coached them up good, and they knew what they were supposed to do. That's good coaching.
Redmond to kick off here. He's going to pop it up. It's going to go to Green. Green fields at about the 22.
Big hole.
Big hole.
We're going to track him down, but not.
Nope.
Who's that on the outside?
That's Bowman. And Green's going to take it all the way.
We talked about the answer. I guess that's one way to.
That's one way to answer. No laundry on the field. Here's the kick. Here's the play on the replay.
Wow.
Just a huge hole there. I thought that was Bowman. I think that's Sipes, actually, that's trying to track him down.
Sipes, number 3.
And he just pulls away. Sipes gives his best effort, but Sipes just couldn't quite get there. Man, this is a momentum. I mean, that huge momentum shift for us right before the half, and then the huge momentum shift back this way.
Yep. Unfortunately for the Indians, that was one kickoff too late because they would be driving again for the lead. But
Burton to try the extra point. Couldn't quite get the hold down, but it does go through the upright.
That looked close to me.
Yeah, that hold was barely on the block.
Wow. Well, we talked about what are the Royals going to do if they go down and score. It just happened a little quicker than we thought it might.
So still no offensive touchdowns.
Right. And who was that you said that?
That was
that Green?
That was Green. That was Austin Green. Yeah. There's 2 Greens, Mason and Austin. That was Austin.
Freshman.
Yeah, the 5'11" freshman.
Well, we're going to get our opportunity to see what the Royals are going to do, and I wonder if this changes the game plan. If we expected to shut them down, I'm sure that you talk as a coach, hey, they're going to get the ball, we're going to shut them down, we're going to get it back, we're going to go down and score, and then it'll be over.
Yep.
But this changes things a bit.
Indians talking over here on the sideline. I don't know if Green maybe's gassed in there. Yeah, Green was over here trying to get water from what looks like a mustard bottle, by the way. The water bottles for the Indians look like mustard bottles every time I look at them.
Fantastic.
Maybe he was just trying to stop cramping, but they were waiting on him, trying to use as much time as they could. So nice job by that young man. I believe that's his first touchdown of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, then that would be his first varsity touchdown.
Yep, because he's a freshman. So
good for him. Now, we saw Braden Sullivan almost break one the last time they kicked to us, so we'll see.
So where do they kick it? Do you kick it to Ziffel? Do you kick it to Sullivan? What do you do? It's on the near hash here.
I don't know. I think I maybe just pooch kick it down there. They're going to go way deep.
Oh, and Peyton Spear just lost it out of bounds. He lost track of where he was.
Yep. We're going to get the ball on. It looks like the 10 or 11-yard line.
Watch Peyton Spear trying to field it, and I think at the last second realizes where he's at and tries to bail out and tries to not catch it, but he was right there. And we would have had the ball. We're going to get it at the 9, and we would have had it at the 35 if they get that go out of bounds.
Huge special teams plays for the Indians.
And that's where when Peyton comes off, you'll see, coach is going to talk to him, say, hey, this is what you got to do. You got to let that go out of bounds. Okay, so Swan in the gun. Riggs in the backfield with him. Kane Sotelo is the wing. Arnold in motion. Jet sweep to Arnold. Pops it, and he gone.
Yep. Well, we got an angle. Nice job, Zach.
Oh, he got tracked down. Nice job.
Wow, that was
number
Jeremiah
44,
Johnson.
Jeremiah Johnson, with the rifle. Jeremiah Johnson, the Western movie.
Yeah, gotcha. Little Robert Redford. So from a plodding first half, we have 2 huge plays to open the second half.
Arnold takes it, and Johnson just busting it on the pursuit angle.
And
there.
he had 2 great lead blocks.
Yeah.
Like the kick-out block, and I didn't see who pulled up for him, but those were both great blocks.
Get the ball to Ziffel.
Yep, free.
And that's what we haven't done is we haven't had those big plays.
Nope. Free Zach Arnold.
Probably won't give it to him here.
Nah, he probably run chase up or run Landon into the corner.
Ball's on about the other 8.
You might see a fade to Landon.
Chase up the middle. He carries him down to the 4.
And the lethal weapon just runs over guys, knocks a helmet off somebody.
And that run by Zach just gives your whole offense so much confidence.
Yep.
For 2 weeks, our longest play has been 15 yards. And just when you do that, you give your whole offense that confidence that we can do this, guys. Royals spending a long time in the huddle here, so watch something, either something tricky.
I'm still looking for Landon. It's only second down. Just throw it right to that back pylon. Nope, they're going to hit it with
Riggs
Chase
up
again.
the middle. And he gets in. Chase Riggs with the touchdown.
So the Royals answer.
Royals answer the kickoff return. (16-10) with Redmond here to try the extra point to make it a 7-point lead again.
I think that Chase's second touchdown. Did he get one
I think it's
against
his first.
He didn't get
Nope,
one
his
against
first.
Alexandria?
Redmond looked good on that
Yep.
one. Is good. 17-10 Royals with the 7-point lead here. 10-18 to go in the third quarter, and all of a sudden, after just a slow developing first half, we got fireworks here.
3-3 with 38 seconds or whatever left in the half, and now it's 17-10 just like that, and we don't even have 2 minutes gone in the second half. Momentum is a fickle mistress.
And that's what we are just talking about, you know, with Zach. He's such a confidence kid that just getting him the ball, getting him that confidence is huge.
I love that for him. He's a hard-working guy.
So Redmond to kick off, probably not going to kick it to Green.
Nope.
Keeps that one on the ground. Indians jump on it on the 34-yard line. And that's where they will take over. Roerig, we haven't seen him in a while.
Nope. Last time we saw the Indians, they were throwing, so they did show they have a decent passing game. They kind of had to, but at this point, I would expect to see them come back to pound it. And you had mentioned before varied play calls, so we'll see if they can keep the Royals guessing and if the defense can continue their good play.
Roerig in the pistol. He's got Logan Reed behind him. Riley Johnson not out there right now. Hands off to Reed. Reed cuts back, and he's met there in the hole. I believe that was Dishman and Sotelo.
Yep.
And Reed only picks up about a yard.
And our linebacker, it may have been, well, it wasn't Sotelo if he was over there. We had somebody close down the hole he was supposed to be running in that met the lead blocker right there. That was a nice.
It may have been Sotelo. I think Sotelo jumped on late. I think Dishman took on the runner. So 2nd and 9. Roerig in the gun. Reed still back here with him. So It's a man in motion. Hands off. Keeps it himself
Oh,
up the
nice
middle.
read.
And Sotelo again.
Great tackle.
Great read by Rohrig, but Sotelo is right there. You got to run that the other way.
Yep.
3rd and 8.
And that would have gotten Sotelo 2 points in a wrestling match.
Yes, it would have. Cody Hibbert said, do we have Swan's longest pass of the season? He threw that 79-yarder to Sullivan against North Decatur where Sullivan was uncovered. Arnold's longest run of the season, that one has to be his longest run. That was a 90-yarder.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was about an 82-yarder. 3rd and 8. Rohrig looks to throw.
There's going to be a
holding call. They caught it for a first down, but I think that holding is going to bring it back.
And I didn't see the tight end. I was looking for the tight end Leakin, and I wondered if he got held, but they're going to call that on the Indians.
So big mistake there by the Indians. Instead of a first down, it's now going to be 3rd and about 20.
Yep. And that's just not – we haven't seen that in their offense
No.
yet. And honestly, this is what
we needed.
Well, and the 3 games that we won, this is what's happened in the second half.
Teams have made mistakes.
Yep, and we've hit big plays.
And this is where, the Royals being such a senior-laden team. Like right now, I see 5 seniors, 6 seniors out there, especially in the key positions that we just don't make all those mistakes.
Yeah, we just took a lineman off and brought Zach in as a – so we've got that 3-4 we were playing at the beginning of the year now, and there was a chance at that one.
Yes, it was. That was Reed up the seam, and that one was really close. So 4th and 20, they're going to have to punt. But like I said, it has been, we talked about it earlier, adventures in punting for the Indians. Jonathan Aldridge back to punt. Probably not going to fake this one.
Nope, and O'Neal.
Landon O'Neal to receive. Aldridge gets off an end-over-end punt. It's going to roll, and O'Neal's going to let it die at about the 33, 32-yard line there. So Indians kind of escaped with, O'Neal didn't try to return that, and they got away with a decent punt there. Could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, we've seen that.
So Royals lead by a touchdown, 8.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter.
Now, I would venture to say the way the game's going right now, if we can punch this in, it may be too much. I mean, 14 points, and we possessed the ball for 6 minutes, which kind of been our method in the first half.
I would like to see a quick score here, though. I think Milan will. I think if you can score quick, you get a double move, like a hitch and go to O'Neal, or something like that. I think you get that, and I think that could just break their morale because they are a young team as well.
Yeah, well, and that's what you got to wonder: are they going to be conservative because we've got the lead and just try to run the clock out?
Yeah. Swan.
He's got Kane.
He's got Kane wide open. Kane catches it, cuts back. This is all going to get called back by a holding call, folks, but
that was an extremely blown coverage.
Yes, it was.
Good job by Kane and good job by Houston escaping and seeing that. I'm wondering if there were 2 separate holds. Oh, yeah, they had somebody almost tackle him. Well, both teams had big plays called back on holds or on penalties.
Let's see this one more time here. Yeah, you see that hold. But again, I mean, blown coverage, Kane's wide open. And again, this is us, somebody commented about getting it to Zach Arnold. It's free in Houston Swan. Let him throw.
And Kane on offense.
And Kane on offense,
just blocking down.
Because we've seen that the last couple weeks. It's been, anytime when Kane's been in on offense, it's the block for a buck sweep or a power.
And we've got some confusion with formation again.
Kane going in motion.
A lot of moving parts. There's going to be it's going to be 2 guys in motion. It's going to be another penalty.
Swan fumbles it, and Milan recovered it. Swan carrying it out there with one hand. He fumbles it. You always tell him you can't carry it like you're stealing bread here. You got to carry it like you You got to get two hands on that when you start getting guys around you.
Yep, and that's that was one mistake compounded by another one, and then.
Well, actually, one of our linemen pushed that guy into Houston, and that's what actually caused the fumble. If you watch here in the replay, I can't tell who that was. That's over here. That is, I think, our right tackle actually pushed that guy into Swan, and now Milan has the ball on the 12-yard line.
Jeez.
And we compound the problem of the first holding with another problem because you get behind the sticks that far. You got to throw quick passes. Our line has struggled with pass protection. You got to get those 3-step drops and get the ball out quick.
And we had formation confusion as well.
Yes, we did.
Rushing the snap and
Rohrig boots out.
He's got two guys open in the end zone.
Touchdown.
And just like that, it's point away from tying it.
We talked earlier. You said it watching that tight end. Here it is on replay.
This actually had the tight end and the wing, both of them.
Neither one of them was covered.
Nope, and you couldn't see where the safety went, but I don't know what the coverage was.
I don't know. Our safety was covering. That is one of those where the safety, I couldn't tell who it was back there, was playing like a cover 2.
Yep.
And, in Madden, you drop to this zone, and that's exactly what he did. He dropped to a zone and let the guy run in front of him. And so Indians tie it back up. Logan Burton. We got a penalty, though. What was the penalty on the Indians? I couldn't see what that was.
I didn't see it
either. Was it unsportsmanlike maybe after the play? It was after the kick. I think they called an unsportsmanlike.
Well, that'll give us
great field position. We'll be kicking from the 25 instead of the – and again, talked about it, teams making mistakes.
Yep.
Milan typically not an undisciplined team, but I'm looking here, only 2 seniors on their roster.
Wow.
So, again, this is a team played for a sectional championship, I believe, the last 2 years, or at least de facto sectional championship. It was them and North Decatur.
That's crazy, though. What do they got, 40, 45 kids?
And only 2 seniors, yeah.
Wow.
So, again, you see a lot of those mistakes. Nope, they called – what'd they call? We're kicking it from the 45. So it must have been on us. He pointed towards the Indians, but
maybe he was trying to ask them if they wanted to.
Could be. I just caught the end of it because I didn't see the flag. So
I wonder what that. Maybe it was running into the kicker or something.
You know what I'm disappointed in? They don't have the M painted at midfield. Typically, they have a giant M that goes from the 45 to the 45, and it's not there.
That's so you know where you are.
I'm disappointed because every time I come here, I look forward to the giant, huge M. John Collins says running into the kicker. We weren't looking. We were.
Yep, we looked down.
I was looking down, so thanks, John. Burton boots it. High ball. Dom Shelby fields it at the 12. Shelby's got a lane. Shelby breaks loose, and he's hauled down at the 30. That's another boy I want to see get the ball.
The Mustang?
The Mustang. The GT 350 right there. Maybe perform a little bit more, you can be a GT 500.
Yeah.
Or a Cobra.
We might need to change his uniform number.
To 500. I don't think 500 works.
We'll see. Maybe 35. We'll just tape on a 0.
Yeah, 350. Right now he can be the GT 350, and like I said, he can work towards Cobra or 500. But that's like I said, he's another boy, and for next year we're going to need Dom Shelby to have some experience. So,
yep. And he did a really nice job last year as a freshman playing JV.
Well, he's played defense well.
Yep.
We're about to get another delay. No, we get it off. But we weren't in position, and Zach gets buried in the backfield. Houston had to rush that, and it was. I mean, he's snapping it with 1 second on the play clock.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I sound like a broken record over the last few weeks.
We got to get better. Sotelo and Rubel come off. Look like Spear and Sullivan come on. 2nd and 11 here. I can hear Coach Poff stomping up above us.
I thought that was who that was.
Somebody's
open is what he's
looks
stomping
to throw.
about.
Throws deep to Sullivan. Oh!
Nice job by Green. And that was not PI. He looked back for it. So
that was a really well thrown ball and a really well played ball by Sullivan, but Green he played it well too. Sometimes defenders make good plays, as much as I hate to see that. But see, here's what Swan gets rid of that quick.
Yep.
He catches that 3-step drop, flings it.
That was actually in his hands. He was running backwards, and at that point, Green poked his hand up to whether he was trying to knock it out or not. You talk about poke coming up or going down on the ball.
3rd and 11 here. Big play. Look for a screen to Ziffel. Nope. Deep again. Sullivan bent it in instead of bending it out. You got to bend a fade outside. And he came in. You got to keep fading outside. That's why it's called a fade. Sorry, folks. I get frustrated because I coached him up on that all last year. He knows it, and you forget sometimes. If you watch this, he's got to be out between the numbers and the sideline. If you watch Sullivan here, if you could see it on the screen. And see, he's inside the numbers. He should be out there outside the numbers, and then when Houston throws that, he can actually come back. It's like if he's outside, it's easier to come back towards the ball than to try to adjust and look back over your shoulder.
And as fast as Mason Green looked on that kickoff,
he's
Braden's gone
just
by
running
him.
by him.
Yeah.
Redmond boots it. Green's going to let it bounce.
Yeah, that's a smart decision.
Yep. And it's going to die at about the 33, and that's where the
Royals.
Indians will take over.
Decent bounce for the Royals.
Oh, my gosh. Little things. Sorry, I get worked up.
So, Sherry, the nicknames were just that good. And word association, and we have a lot of unnecessary knowledge in our heads, I think. That
I have a lot of free time.
Yeah, that's where it comes up with.
Lots of time when I'm tending to infants and toddlers.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're lucky that there's not references to preschool shows and or random literature facts.
Rohrig under center. This is that split back that we kind of thought we'd see. Hands off to Riley Johnson, nothing there.
Yeah, the Royals prepared for that one.
This is what we saw a lot against New Miami and Rushville. I did not get to see the Batesville or Lawrenceburg films. I really wanted that Batesville film. But this is what we saw a lot. And we saw more of the pistol and shotgun stuff against Madison. So it makes you prepare for a lot when you see two different things. Now, the blocking schemes are pretty similar, so it's not too big of a deal to prepare for, but still a little bit different.
And I'm curious why they're offsides. Yeah, that's going to be called on the Indians, or it should be.
And that would have been a really big gain on a quarterback sneak, but
just
left guard moving.
Wondering what they're thinking, all of a sudden packing it in.
I mean, they've been successful. Just trying it, see.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
I feel like when they spread us out a little bit, that inside running game, especially that one that was right over the tackle, that I don't know, it was a lead or dive or whatever it was. They were doing a nice job with that in the first half, and you pack it in. Our defense has been strong. We gave up 3 points on a drive, and then that last one was one play from the 12 or 11 or something like that. So
hustling to get the playoff. Rohrig snaps it. Flips it out here. Catch made.
Good tackle, Landon.
Good tackle by Landon. Johnny Volk only going to pick up, maybe gets that yardage back. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Sherry Dowd, you want to know what your nickname? I'll tell you your nickname at school. See me on Monday. You can't say it on the air.
We got a little while till we get your games, but we can throw that into the.
We can throw that in.
We'll at least get one for you.
I told you to call me and we would have put you on the halftime show, Sherry, but you didn't do it. 3rd and 8. Rohrig in the gun. Has Riley Johnson next to him. Volk is the receiver to the near side, Green to the far side. Rohrig rolls out.
No tight end this time.
Bowman with the nice defensive play.
Yep, I thought they were going to throw a flag.
Yeah, I thought they were
not.
too, but nice play by Dylan Bowman.
And that was really a one-man route. I'm not quite sure. Usually you got a tight end or somebody swinging
And
across.
they're just kind of max protecting there.
Absolutely.
And unnecessarily max protecting, really.
Yep.
No real pressure from the Royals. So good play by Bowman there.
Yep.
Bowman getting better each week.
Yep, and the defense holds.
Defense does its job. Let's see if the Human Torch can get a good return here. Nope, it's going to go out of bounds.
Yep, and that's going to be maybe a 15-yard punt if they're lucky.
Yep. That's why I don't like punting. You look at where in high school, you don't have the leg to punt it real far in the air. Most kids don't. So you end up 15 yards of field position, and I just go for it.
One less thing you got to practice.
Yeah, and I save practice time, and I don't have to worry about it.
Well, that was a generous spot. I thought they would be lucky if they got to midfield. They actually put it on our 48.
48, yeah.
So I think they got very fortunate there.
4.5 to go here in the third quarter. This third quarter has taken longer than the entire first half.
Yep.
Swan in the gun has Arnold with him.
Sullivan all by himself over there again. They're going to be – I mean, why not?
Swan.
There's
that
pitch.
toss. They read it well.
Yep.
And we just missed the block over there. That was Riggs.
I like that idea.
Riggs his block wasn't bad. He was maintaining the block the whole time, but then Riggs almost turned, and when he turned, it didn't let Zach have a lane. He's just got to keep that block the whole time.
Well, and then Zach couldn't go. There was decent enough pursuit from the back that he couldn't cut underneath because he felt the
pressure
defenders there. Yeah.
So he loses 2 there. 2nd and 12.
And I think Riley Johnson was in pursuit, even though he got blocked initially.
So Royals Riggs in the backfield. Sotelo a wing. Ziffel in motion. Here's the pass. He's got Kane open. Swan dumps it to Riggs.
Heady play by Houston.
Yep.
And
we're going to get a penalty, and I can't tell what it is. It's got to be in the.
And they're going to call us illegal. It's going to be over the line, illegal forward pass. Based on where they threw it, Houston's about a yard and a half ahead, so the Royals going to get a double whammy here. Is that loss of down?
Don't ask, because I don't know.
John, legal forward pass.
I don't think that was an illegal forward pass.
I think they called. Yeah, well, he based on where they threw the flag, he was a yard ahead.
It's where the ball is from, not his body.
Yeah, that was close.
But see, the yard marker he was throwing.
I agree. This is the penalty right there.
Oh, Rubel.
Yep.
Unnecessarily.
Rubel. All he had to do was stand there and be in the way.
So it's
nice job by.
I disagree with this illegal forward pass because Houston, the ball leaves his hand at the 45.
Yeah.
And that down marker is at the 46. Yeah. So how about that slow-mo replay?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Yeah, nothing we can do about that, unfortunately.
The hold didn't need to be called, but because it didn't affect the play at all.
Yeah, it was also an unnecessary play.
It's one of those when you're behind the play, just don't do that.
Yeah. I remember teaching guys earlier in my career, when you got somebody go by, you just put your hands up, call touchdown.
Yeah. So I'm going to – that is a loss of down, yep. So
2nd and 22 maybe?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do something. That makes me mad.
All right.
As an offensive coach, I get fired up with that.
Feel free to holler again.
So it'll be 3rd and 17.
Oh, that was only a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, it's 5 yards and loss of down.
All right. Well, so that's not the worst.
Nobody's covering Peyton Spear.
Peyton Spear, there they go.
Nobody's covering.
They got
Screen
2 deep safeties.
Riggs.
They do not want to get beat deep. Houston slips a little bit, gets hit as he throws.
And airmails it because he got hit there. 4th down. See, in the dark, I love that digital down marker over there. How easy is that to read?
Absolutely.
Aaron Spalding, I don't know if you're here tonight. I haven't seen you. If you're watching, please note that.
Digital down markers.
Make
it happen.
And more stipends for the broadcasting.
Yep, we can't argue with that. And mileage?
And mileage.
And quite possibly early release from school.
Redmond punts to Green.
Oh.
Green lost it.
And when he picks it up, I think man.
And
Kid made a great play early on. That was really, really dangerous. Catching it over his head, and then once he recovered it, trying to run again. Man, they were really fortunate to not give the ball back to the Royals there.
You got the flag button on there.
Oh, sorry.
Also, Coach Spalding, if you want to reimburse food expenses, is that a thing?
You're all right with that.
And a nice meal at the reservation restaurant here in town. Good tenderloin. Not quite as good as Dave's Express Cafe. Dave's Express, best tenderloin in Hancock County.
Yeah.
But good tenderloin at the reservation, so check it out if you're ever down here.
I feel like we're watching two different games.
Yes. Shotgun for Rohrig. Keeps it himself.
We've seen that a bunch of times.
He's got a blocker. Rohrig's going to get tracked down by Kane Sotelo, and the 300-meter hurdler tracks down Rohrig, but not after a gain of about 40.
No, huge play for the Indians.
And so last week we talked about the zone read, and South Putt had a backup quarterback. He wasn't as good with this zone read. Rohrig actually really good at it. And he's hurting us with his legs as much as he is with his arm.
He looked a little bit like, I'm not used to running this far.
Yeah. Oh, our linebacker there bit up a little too hard. I couldn't tell who that was from here.
Oops, got the clock off. Dang it.
Split backs in the backfield here. First time we've seen that tonight. 1st and 10, Rohrig hands off.
Oh, Reed's almost like a cutback ISO there.
Yeah.
Good for a couple of yards.
Logan Reed, he's had some that the hole was there initially, but just because, like you said, it was like that cutback ISO, it was like a counter, but I don't think they pulled anybody. He just took too long to hit that. If it had been just a straight ahead ISO,
right,
I think that hole I think he's gone.
And they must be seeing Riggs flowing pretty hard from his linebacker spot if they were trying that, but it was.
Well, and they may have seen something on film where they always run a certain way in split backs. I don't know. Reed.
That should be a hold.
It should.
Evan Arthur.
They didn't throw it.
Evan Arthur dancing.
Trying to get the hold call and doesn't get it. Let's see if we can see that one. Watch this play here. Arthur trying to get the hold call. He's the defensive end at the top of the screen. Well, I think Arthur was dancing with him instead of fighting and trying to rip under. And I think if Arthur had ripped and tried to run, he was trying to get a holding call instead of trying to make a play.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the ref probably looked at it and said, you look like you guys are dancing.
Quarterback sneak again.
Yep.
And they get some push.
Yeah. That
4.5, 5 yards.
Line's getting push. I think Coach Hibbert talked about two bears dancing or something.
Oh, yeah.
He refers to when two guys do that, he calls it two bears dancing, I think. Coach Hibbert could probably correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure, there's a TikTok of that. Coach Hibbert would know that as well.
Mm-hmm. Also makes me think of Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell and the bear in the cage.
Nobody panic.
2nd and 6 here. Rohrig under center again. He's got an up back and Reed as the tailback. Hands off to Reed on the ISO. Kane Sotelo knifes in and just drilled him in the knees.
And here's what I'm going to say. That chase, I think it was Riggs, hit the lead guy and forced – who was that was running?
You mean the lead guy or Reed?
No,
Reed had to cut it back.
So it was Reed had to cut it back because Chase blew up the lead block.
And it's what we talk about, guys doing their job.
Yep.
Instead of guys trying to get out there and be the hero, it's guys doing their job, and that's what Riggs did. Nothing goes in the stat book for Riggs on that, but it is the thing that made the play.
Oh, absolutely. It's like we need an assist, kind of like in hockey. The guy that makes the pass, or the guy that makes the pass to make the pass.
Lloyd Arthur says that they were fencing. My name is Inigo Montoya.
Yes, it is.
Maybe that's what they were doing, is reenacting the Princess Bride.
I am not really left-handed.
Knowing Evan, I'm sure he's a big Princess Bride fan.
Yeah, probably regular viewing growing up in the Arthur household.
I'm gonna have to ask him in class. I'm sure he's a Princess Bride fan.
Just say, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. See what he comes back with.
And that was Reed that's down. And he got drilled in
Yes,
the knee
he
by
did.
Kane Sotelo. I mean, and the way we talk about it, Kane's the sling blade for a reason. Kane is the sling blade for a reason.
Oh. Cody says dancing seals, not dancing bears.
I thought it was dancing bears.
I didn't know seals danced, so sorry, Mr. Hibbert.
It's a science thing. I'm sure Mr. Barton knows about that too. I think the Indians will just let this one run out.
Why not?
3rd and 3 here. And we've had a more exciting third quarter than an entire first half.
Yeah,
First
we
half
did.
looked like 1920s. And third quarter, great quarter of football for both teams.
Very entertaining. Big plays, defensive stops, special teams. We had a whole lot in that quarter.
Lloyd says 5 boys, never heard of it. I'm sure your son has.
Princess Bride, though, it's not for girls, though. It's
No.
not really about the princess.
No. It's got Andre the Giant in it,
Andre the
Lloyd.
Giant.
So if you're a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
Andre the Giant. I'm trying to think.
Rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else is.
Carrie Elwes. Robin Penn Wright.
I don't
or
know.
Wright
I don't-
Penn, whatever.
I don't know.
She's a huge actress now, and that was her first role. I like that movie. Book's good. As the English teacher, the book's better, I should say. Mandy Patinkin as Inigo Montoya.
Corey Hilbert wants to call Evan Inigo from now on.
Well, I'm all right with that.
Or Montoya, he could be Juan Pablo. 3rd and a long 3 here. This is where they're probably going to go for it. They got a good kicker, but you think they're probably going to go for it. I got to think Waggle. I got to think that tight end dragging across. We haven't covered it all night. If you know as an offensive coordinator here that you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Right. You got 2 plays, right?
Yep.
So do you run that kind of off tackle play and then run that, or you maybe switch them up?
No,
What's your best run play?
I go the Waggle first.
And we are loaded up tight to the box.
Riley Johnson's going to lose he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was Inigo Montoya there, Inigo Arthur.
Yep.
That was a great job. Evan came right straight in there, and that play did not have a chance.
And then Shelby and Voles come in there and help finish it, and it's still 4th and a long 3 here.
So I guess we're going to see what you would do on 4th down. I don't disagree with you. I mean, you put Rohrig on the run.
He's a good runner.
And give him a chance to throw the tight end. Although that would be to Kane's side, and we've seen what happens when people run at Kane. And I forgot to start the clock.
Oh! He dropped it. They had it. They had the play they wanted, but the pressure forced Rohrig to get rid of it quick, and then number 10, Ethan Pierce, just couldn't hang on.
Yep, just out of his reach.
The Royals will take over on downs.
Defense comes up big again.
Yep. Defense is just – I tell you what, the last 2 games I know we gave up a lot of points, but our defense has really been fighting. I've been very proud of watching this defense.
Yep. No shame to what they were doing.
And tonight, I mean, one of those touchdowns was that kickoff return.
Yep.
So really, the defense only giving up 10 points tonight.
Yeah, and the other one was off a turnover on the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
So not even a touchdown off a drive.
Royals come out. Swan's going to have Riggs in the backfield. Kane is the wing. Hands off to Riggs on the counter. Riggs, defender throws him forward, spins him forward for about 2.
Oh, we just got a request to give our star rating for Princess Bride. By the way, your wife says she's never seen it. I have
Probably
a copy
not.
on DVD.
Probably not. She doesn't. Okay, we're back on here, folks. Sorry, the Wi-Fi went down. You're not going to have that, Scott.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. My bad.
You're not going to have that. The Wi-Fi went down, and here at the stadium. In the meantime, Reed ran in a touchdown for the Indians while that happened. I apologize for missing it, but like I said, we can't We can't control the Wi-Fi. So it should be it. Hold on. And the clock is still running.
Yep. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the last thing you guys saw was. Royals had 2 sacks in a row, got stuck on their own 1-yard line, had to punt. Indians got a block in the back and had to go about 45 yards, hit a big pass play, and then just kind of huddled their way over, almost a big scrum. Tried to overpower the Royals as they got the touchdown. Then even had to overcome their own offside penalty on the extra point, hit another one. The Royals at 6:55 left to go find themselves down in a game. I don't think that they were expecting to be this close in the second half once we got rolling a little bit.
No, I agree. And again, I'm apologizing, folks. Like I said, the Wi-Fi went out.
Yep.
And so we were limited with what we had left. So Royals down 7. 7 minutes to play here. Eastern Hancock with the ball. Swan is going to be flanked by Riggs and Arnold. Fakes to Riggs, hands off to Arnold. Arnold has a seam, and Zach's gone.
Yep, same thing. Gets 2 good blocks, and this time he's going to go all the way. He's not going to get tracked down.
Nope. And Zach Arnold right there is going to tie the game back up.
Oh, and there's an Indian player claiming he got hit in the back way behind the play.
Yeah, I saw the chain gang was pointing at it. I didn't see it because, like I said, we don't have replay. We lost our replay in our iPad controlling the scoreboard. So
I saw him go down, but I'm not sure that it was anything other than maybe a bump. So the Royals answered quickly, and if not for Zach Arnold tonight.
Zach's what's kept us in the game.
So we've had two big
plays
and a punt or a fumbled punt to go in.
Redmond going to try to tack on the extra point to tie it up, and we moved. Right guard there. Moved. That's going to back us up 5. Shouldn't really bother Redmond any.
And right now they're having a hard time stopping that buck sweep play.
Yeah.
They've got 2 guys there, and the kick out and the pulling guard are doing a really good job of handling those 2 guys, and there's nobody else over on that side.
Redmond's extra point is no good. And the Royals trail by a point, and it's going to be Indian ball here.
Yep, huge break for the Indians off of a Royal penalty.
And you got to wonder if that's 5 yards closer, does that sneak through the upright?
Yeah, because that's.
I couldn't tell from this angle. It looked really close.
Yeah, we can talk about the geometry of that, right? And
where
it would have crossed the plane.
Yeah, if Andy Shores is watching, then he can tell us on that, but I don't know. I know Sherry Dowd can't. Oh.
And that's what we have had. The big plays that we've had been offset by some just
mistakes.
Yeah, just unfortunate mistakes, unforced at times. Like that's an unforced error there, jumping off sides, and those are things you hope you grow from and grow through as the year goes on. We're in week 6 now. We're well over halfway. You're only guaranteed 10 games. So,
yeah.
And those are mistakes we cannot make the next 3 weeks and have any chance of winning.
No, if we make those mistakes, it's not going to be good for us. As we said, LaPel and Monroe Central, both very well coached teams that don't make a lot of mistakes. Now, I'm still learning about Shenandoah's new coach. I haven't met him and really watched him coach to see. Oh.
Yeah, dangerous play.
And then, oddly, Rohrig just went down. I don't know what.
No. I think they just want to make sure he didn't take a big hit.
Oop.
Don't really want your quarterback having to return kickoffs. And
no.
I think that was where Green or Reed was maybe. And
Reed was, they moved guys around when Reed came out.
And I don't know if is he back in or?
I don't see him on the sideline. Took that hard shot to the knee from Kane. Yep, he's out there.
All right.
Reed's in the backfield. They're split backs here. They didn't have a lot of success in the split backs.
No, they did not.
Johnson and Reed here, but I think maybe this is what they're the most confident in.
And they're going to try to hold on to the ball a little bit. That's similar to what we just ran.
Yep.
They just don't have an Arnold.
Nope. Reed picks up about 5, though. They can't be giving up 5 yards a pop on that.
No.
That's for sure. But again, we talked about it. You get into Donnybrook when you play the Indians every time, and this is one of those that you know they're going to bring it. And this is old school Milan football right here. Who is going to be tougher? We've got to slow them down. We've got to shut them down here as they try to burn as much clock as possible.
And man, we have looks like 8, 9 guys in the box.
Yeah, we have 9 in the box. Roerig's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get dang close to a first down. I think he did get a first down.
And that's how they scored their touchdown. They decided, we're going to be stronger and tougher than you. We're just going to keep pushing you back. We rotate D linemen.
Mm-hmm. And, we talked about 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And that's what I was talking with some of these players in my class today about it. And it takes an incredibly special, disciplined group to be able to execute 3 yards in a cloud of dust, effectively.
You got to be incredibly patient.
You have to be incredibly patient, and you can't make mistakes.
Yep. I think they're calling their blocking schemes on the end, too. Like, I've got this guy. That was just
Reed slips. They're going to have a holding call, though. Yep, ref's signaling a hold.
And I don't know a whole lot about Milan, but they look much better when they're running power football than
when they're spreading it out.
Didn't look as comfortable trying to run zone, and now they're behind the sticks.
Yeah, this makes it really hard. Yeah. 2nd and 20 now is going to make it really hard.
But they have taken like a minute and a half off the clock.
But you got to get.
They're wanting to take a big chunk and hopefully.
Mm-hmm. They want to take all of this 5:07 left off.
And really, I'm going to put the cart ahead of the horse here. But if they score, we're down by 8. I'm comfortable with Houston running a 2-point play. Hasn't make me nervous at all.
No. So first and we'll call it 18 maybe? Yeah. Not quite 20. Berg takes the snap, boots out. Thrown to Zach Arnold. Zach Arnold picks it off.
Big mistake.
Oh, huge mistake for the Indians. Oh. And then a late hit on top of it is going to give the Royals the ball in field goal range.
Well, it looked like they were calling – the Indians guys were pointing at us. We'll see who they call it on.
The Royals were celebrating, so they call it on the Indians.
Yep, 2 big mistakes by the Indians on that play. Zach Arnold.
He should have kept that thing. Yep. He could have run it and picked up 5 yards.
Yep, and there was nobody open.
No, nobody open. The interception there with 4.5 to go. Defense again. Defense. This has been the Royals' calling card has been defense here.
And if you're the Royals, do you want to take time off or you just want to try to punch it in here?
Yes, I want to take time off. I want to take time. Ball's on the 20. So I want to take.
Yeah, we have alternated poor possessions with spectacular Zach Arnold runs. We've got a new like a stack formation here. We may see a pass play here. Well, we're going to call timeout because Houston didn't like what he saw.
Royals call a timeout here. Yeah, no, here's the thing. Other than the kickoff return, we have not seen the Indians show that they can have that, quick pop play. And they really, we could see, obviously don't throw the ball very well. So I think you have to try to take time off the clock. If you get this down under 2 minutes, you got to feel really confident if you can score with less than 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're in field goal range. It'll be a 37-yarder from here. I think Redmond hit a 32-yarder against Alexandria, so he's got the leg. So really what you want to do is just not screw up. Don't go backwards. Don't turn it over. Keep the ball in the hands of your seniors here, that's all we do. I mean, I don't think we've had an underclassman touch it except for passes to Sullivan and Kane.
Yeah.
But keep the ball in Ziffel's hands, keep the ball in Riggs' hands, keep the ball in Houston's hands here, and trust them to not make that critical mistake here. There's Arnold. Arnold bounces it, and he loses a little bit here, back to about the 25. And Zach Arnold, if Zach just got a penalty, that's not good.
He did. He didn't like how Green came over to him, and I don't know if Green kind of stepped on him or what, but Zach said something or got in his face, and
I'm sorry we don't have any replays right now. Again, that was part of the issue with the internet going down. We lost our ability to do replays.
And so that takes a 5-yard loss and turns it into 20.
20-yard
so
loss.
It's going to be 2nd and 30.
It was unsportsmanlike conduct on Ziffel. 2nd down and 30, as you said here. Ball's on the 40-yard line.
Royals come out in a quads formation.
They're going to throw back to Riggs on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
They're going to completely lose Riggs.
Wide open. Nope. They're going to
double pass to Landon. He finds Zach and dropped it. That was a page out of my playbook there.
Yeah. Glad the kid suggested that.
Yeah, Landon's been pushing for that.
Yeah.
He was we were talking to class. He's been pushing for that for about 3 weeks now. Okay, third and
down.
third. Sorry, I meant 4:02 to play is what I meant to say. The clock may be off because I'm getting excited. Swan, 3rd and 30 here. Takes a snap.
It's flushed out of the pocket. He's got nowhere to go with it. Oh.
Had to throw it and tried to give Sullivan a chance, but just that is a really hard throw, rolling to your left, trying to throw that far downfield.
We went from field goal range to take the lead.
So now 4th and 30.
Now, we have some guys that can make this work.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be in this situation, especially when you had an opportunity. And the punt team's coming on. They're not going to take any chances.
They're going to try to pin them.
They're going to count on that defense, big play defense tonight. So, and we've seen Milan struggle with fielding the punts too, when they have tried to field them.
They're putting 2 guys back here.
Yep. The Indians called timeout because they were scrambling and
they wanted to make sure they were in the right spot.
Yep. Hey, and I don't blame them. You got a 1-point lead with under 4 to go against a team that's capable of scoring on one play. We've seen that a couple of times tonight.
So 3:53 to go, 4th quarter here. Indians lead by a point. Royals set to punt. You obviously can't fake it here.
No.
I mean, you can fake it, but that would be ignorant. You're not going to pick up 40 or 30 yards on a fake punt.
No.
So, you just got to try to pin them and then get a turnover, get a big play. How many timeouts do the Royals have? We lost it when we went down. I know they've used at least one this half.
Yeah, I know we've used one.
We just frustrating.
So they've got 2 guys back. It's both greens.
Come on, boys.
Milan, you just want to be smart. Don't do something stupid.
Green fields it.
Oh, and he's going to get out about the 18, 17, 18. So takes it from the 5. That's a dangerous place to field the ball.
Yeah, it was. I think watching Sullivan run down there, it almost looked like Sullivan thought he called for a fair catch.
Yeah.
And Sullivan kind of broke down and just kind of waited, and I think he maybe expected a fair. I would have anticipated a fair catch there. 3:44 to go. I'm guessing we'll see that split back formation, which split back formation, by the way, little known fact, Aaron Spalding's favorite formation. That is his favorite formation in football. Yep, there we go, split back.
They're just going to try to power it and hold the ball. And they got to make sure they don't hold.
There's Reed up the middle.
Yep. A lot of Royals back there, but
the Royals are Landon O'Neal's ripping at the ball there, which isn't a bad move for him. I mean, you got to, we used to say, start that lawnmower.
Yep, we had Riggs, and I didn't see who else was in there. There were 3 guys.
Yeah, but it let Reed gain another 3 yards,
Yep.
and that's where Landon's balancing. Do I try to take him down for a 5-yard gain, or do I try to rip that ball out? And you got to rip it out. You got to try.
Yeah, but we're getting close to where we've got to use our timeouts, stop the clock too.
Yeah.
Because Milan doesn't want to throw, and I'm not sure I would throw at all at this point.
No,
unless I was forced into it. I think I would. Even then, I think I would run the time off the clock, let the clock run. And
yeah, there's still 15 seconds on the play clock, so you'll probably see the Indians run it down more.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I'm going to run that zone play again where I've got my guys reaching. Yeah. They just got a first down.
Yep. According to the coaches upstairs, we have 2 timeouts left. Thank you, Lloyd, for that. I love having Lloyd there as the go-between between coaches and us. By the way, Lloyd, remind me next week. I'll get you a better headset. Well, that way you won't be delayed by a play.
Yeah.
You'll have one on live time. Okay, it's going to be about 2 minutes left here when they snap the ball.
And really,
we still have our 2 timeouts, so
I was going to say
one first down doesn't win it.
No, but man, it gets it close, too close.
Reed,
there's the
hold. I don't know why they ran it out. Reed should have gone down. I don't know why they're running it outside. But the last 2 times they've tried running outside, they've got that holding call.
Yep. All that does is give them another down. But
yeah,
it makes it hard. Yeah, and makes it harder.
But he went out of bounds, so even after the penalty, the clock will stop.
You're right.
The clock won't run after the penalty because he went out of bounds. But why are you running it? The last 2 times you've run out that outside zone play, Reed has gone either out of bounds and you've gotten the holding call.
Right. And we've seen the show, not quite this late in the game, but we have seen teams implode against us.
Yeah, North Decatur. Yep. I mean, just
the entire second half, they might as well not have been there.
No.
And finally had a crucial mistake when they didn't cover Braden Sullivan on just on a passing play or just a regular play.
So 1st and 20 here.
Go south, they're saying. Not even north-south, just go south.
Rohrig goes down.
He went north.
He lost. I don't understand that.
Nope.
Royals used their first time out.
Yep, they're getting too cute.
I know.
And they're going backwards and making it. We should have a chance to make a big play. Mm-hmm. And we have seen that tonight from Zach Arnold. We've seen Sullivan get deep. We've seen Kane get deep.
So they're going to run another play here. We'll use our last timeout.
Yep.
It'll be 3rd down. They'll be able to run 40 seconds off the clock. Get it down to about 1:20.
We should have about a minute, I think, by the time.
Yes, then we should have about a minute left when we get the ball back. Unless they do something crazy and try to throw here.
I would not. With the last time they did that, it was a giant.
They have manhandled us between the tackles, and when they try to get cute on those outside runs is when we have not been able to defend that.
Yep.
No, Lloyd, no mic. No mic. Sorry.
No, we could always turn the sound off anyway.
We could mic you up, but I think we may have to have a dump button. Okay, so 2:01. I would expect to run up the middle, make the Royals burn their last time out.
Yeah, I'm questioning their play calling at this point.
Yeah, after what was such an excellently called first half.
Although, there we go. I thought he was going to break it.
Yep.
So, minute 54.
Minute 54. Royals use their last timeout. So 3rd and 26. So they're going to, like I said, 24 now. They'll run another play, assuming that they run the ball. Then that'll take 40 seconds off the clock before they have to punt. So it should be, like I said, about 1:14. We'll get it back with about a minute left. And this, as well played as this second half has been, it's just been sloppy on both sides the last 5 minutes here.
Yep. Agreed. They're letting the refs get involved too much. You got to stay away from that.
Again, I can't imagine. Milan's just, they can't do anything stupid here.
No.
Right? They can't, you can't throw the ball.
No.
Even a screen or anything, you almost can't. You got to take those 40 seconds off.
And I think I would just, I mean, they've had so much success kind of running off tackle or over tackle. I think you just do that or you run that scrum so the play takes as long as it can. You know, that one they got 1st and 8, that was a long play because we just kept trying to rip the ball out.
Yeah. So Rourke takes the snap. Hands off.
Yep.
And Sotelo
they cannot
cuts
block
down
him.
Johnson.
And they've got a kid hurt, and I can't tell who it is. So
no, he's getting up.
Okay. I think Kane blew up the kick-out block and then went and made the tackle.
So I'm assuming Milan's going to run it down and then take the timeout. There's 27 seconds on the play clock, so they'll run it down to about 104.
And they're going to be punting from their end zone. And we've seen a really good punt. We've seen a below-average punt, and we've seen a fumbled punt that was returned for a touchdown.
What did I tell you? Adventures in punting.
Yep, you're right. We've seen about everything that can happen. About the only thing left is they kick it well over Landon's head, and it rolls to the opposite end zone, and we got a 90-yarder.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, minute 4.
So there's that timeout. Oops, I forgot to stop my clock. 104. Indians lead by a point, 24-23. They're getting ready to punt from their own, 15-yard line? 16-yard line? 16. And here's where, from the Royal standpoint, this is your seniors, you know.
Yep.
You got your seniors. I don't know that I would want anybody else besides Swan conducting this offense right here, you know.
No, this is Houston time. Well and truly, this is Houston time.
And this is, now you don't have any timeouts, but Houston knows how to work a 2-minute drill, or in this case, a 1-minute drill. You only have to get in field goal range. You don't have to score a touchdown.
Yep.
That's the crucial part.
But do you want to put this on Aaron Redmond?
I think he'll redeem himself.
Yeah.
I think he'll redeem himself. I don't want to put it. I want to put a punch into the end zone. But I'm saying if you have to.
Yeah, you're right. If you have to, that's the last option. You want Houston, Zach, Riggs, Landon, somebody involved in that in the plays, every play, and obviously Houston will be, but you want him. And there it is again.
And they fumbled the punt, and the Royals are going to get it on the 5-yard line. We talked about it. The punting. That is, again, the punt team has killed the Indians tonight.
Yep, and I will tell you what. I will put that on the coaching because they shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. They got a little cute trying to run out the clock where they had success just trying to just steamroller us.
Yep, and now the Royals are obviously in field goal range and easily in touchdown range here.
And you can do anything. It's not just throw. We could run chase up the middle 3 times.
Yep.
The way he was going, he was getting 3 or 4 yards carry.
Ball's on what, the 7?
They've got it on the scoreboard on the 10. I can't really tell.
Well, it just says 1st and 10.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Swan flips it out to Arnold. Arnold, are we going to get a hold?
Probably. And I thought for a minute Zach dropped it. That was kind of weird how he was running there.
Yeah. Maybe he wasn't holding. Maybe he didn't get a good hold on it.
I wish we had replay for this one. Yeah.
So did I. Yep, holding.
Well, nothing's been easy for either team tonight. You might as well continue that into the last minute.
All right, so ball's on the 17-yard line now. Arnold did get out of bounds. The clock stopped. 55 seconds left here. First and goal. Doesn't really matter. I just saw Kane check back in.
Landon out wide, Arnold in the slot.
Briggs in the backfield with Houston. Houston's looking to throw. He's got Kane Sotelo open. Houston's going to run out of bounds.
Yep, he did. He had those guys coming across, but we had two guys in the same spot. We had a post and like a deep drag.
I don't know what. I mean, they were just literally side by side downfield, and it drug. Kane would have been wide open, but our drag drug the defender in there. So it's second down. Ball's on the Houston picked up about a yard. We'll call it the 16.
Clock not really an issue now.
No.
I mean we got 3 downs to score is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. 2 downs to try to punch it in the end zone, and then like we said, the field goal here.
Yeah.
Swan in the gun, Arnold with him.
Looking at Landon, there's a screen.
Screen to Arnold.
That should be good. Well, got back to what is it, about 7, 8? I'm looking at the guy on our sideline. Clock's running.
Third down here.
And we got part of our guys up there. They're trying to call play.
25 seconds left here. And we're just going to clock it and go for the field goal.
Either that or it's going to be all-time gutsiest quarterback sneak.
So with 3 seconds left here.
You're right.
Royals are going to kick the field goal. So Redmond from the right hash with the chance to redeem himself. He missed that one earlier. But when he misses, he tends to pull left. So I think this is a good position for him. Redmond's going to put this one through. We're going to win it.
And we don't have enough guys out there.
So Redmond with the 14-yard field goal here. Puts it up. And it is... Oh, they called a false start on the Royals.
That's game. Because you don't have to replay on an offensive.
Yeah, you do. You can't end on an accepted penalty.
I thought you couldn't end on a defensive penalty.
Well, they shouldn't be
about it.
No, they shouldn't be able to end on an offensive penalty here. Although they should be able to decline the penalty and take the play.
Well, the guys, you know what? That wasn't a play, right?
I don't know. Was it a illegal shift or was it a false start?
I don't know. They never signaled whether it went through. They never signaled whether it was good. If it was good, you would take it. Offsides. Yeah, so the play never got started because of that. Well, we've got some fans. You may be able to hear them. We got fans yelling "game over." It wasn't during the actual start of the play. So we kind of iced our kicker ourselves accidentally.
A 33-yarder, I believe, here for Redmond.
That looks good. Yep,
it is good. Aaron Redmond redeems himself, and Aaron Redmond hits the 33-yard field goal to win it for the Royals.
Clutch
and
kick from Aaron
our Paxton
Redmond.
Farms player of the game is going to be the entire defense.
I'm all right with that.
Our Paxton Farms player of the game, the entire defense, because they won this game for the Royals.
Yes, they did. Big-time plays for the defense.
And the Royals needed this win, because if they had fallen here and gone 3-3, it was not. The next couple weeks are going to get very difficult. They needed this momentum. They needed this win. And like I said, this was one of those games we got back to big plays is what we were winning games with early on in the season. and the Royals are victorious. I forgot to update my scoreboard. 26-24 on that last second field goal by Aaron Redmond. And you know what? We talked about sloppy play the whole last 6 minutes. We had chances to win it. They had chances to win it. And in the end, again, Redmond decided it's game over.
Yep, and that was good. I mean, kudos to Aaron. Got that first kick that was disallowed because of the penalty. And a lot of times you got nerves like that as a high school kid. I mean, he's 16 years old and stepped up, and it plenty of leg, and it looked from our angle like it wasn't even close. Like
it looked good. The first one missed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the first one missed. So, again, great job by him. Fortunate that we jumped off sides on the one before it, or else that would have been bad. So,
yep, heartbreaking for the Indians and overjoyed for the Royals.
Yep, great finish there. And like I said, the defense has to be the Paxton Farms player of the game because I don't think the Indians drove on us one time.
The first drive, that was it.
And they got that field goal.
Yep.
But then they had a kickoff return for a touchdown. We put them inside the red zone a couple times.
Yep.
We still have offensive problems.
Yep.
I mean, Arnold broke a couple long runs, but you take those out, we still got to figure something out. We got to figure out a consistency.
Absolutely. You can't count on the big play.
And we'll get Rainbolt back next week, which makes a big difference. It helps us a lot.
Yep.
But we've got to step that up. We've got to get better there. Because, like I said, we're not gonna beat really good teams like that.
No, the last time I saw on the ticker that Monroe Central was up 41-0 at the half over Westdale, we were up 12-7 at the half.
Yeah. See a couple others there. Lutheran beating Cecina. Knightstown 21-8 over Cambridge City. LaPel beating Traders Point. What's that New Pal Greenfield score? New Pal 35. Greenfield, as soon as it ticks across here, 7.
Wow.
So it looks like New Pal's going to come away with the victory there. But from Milan, the final score here, Eastern Hancock 26, Milan 24. The Royals will move to 3-3 on the season. The Indians will move to 2-4 on the season. And now is when our real season starts.
Yep.
Next 2 weeks is what we play for a conference championship. If we win next week, we put ourselves in a really good shot. It will be senior night against Monroe Central next week. We'll be back home, last home game of the season. So we hope to see you there, but if not, you can always tune in with us like always. For Sky Night, I'm Michael Gallion, and we will see you next time.